Okay, that should be us live. And this is the Invasion Session 13. I'm Ryan, the GM. It is the 8th of July 2020, and here are the players.
Hi there, my name is Gregor, and I play Adair, an Air Genasi who is going through some changes.
Hey, I'm Scott. I am playing Alvin, who is a gnome, who is an artificer, who is stuck in a wood.
Hello, I'm Callum M, and I'm playing Cognac, who's a grumpy old man.
You're not really, though.
Sometimes.
Good evening, my name is Alexander, and tonight I will be playing Fleabite the Skaven, who's still pretty terrible at everything.
Good day. I am Callum, and I'll be playing Thea, the Priestess of Chaos. She is what she is.
I mean, yeah, that's valid.
I'm Callum B. I don't know if I said that. I can't remember.
You did not.
Ah, okay, well, I did now.
You should next time.
I shall. Sorry, B, I am.
Oh my.
Hmm.
I don't know if I like this new interaction. Or old interaction. Or interaction, I guess. We'll stop,
Aggression between Callums.
Yes, the friction, as it were.
The clash of the Callums.
Yeah. What do you remember from last time?
An orchard.
A surprising colour of beige.
That woman going all about the gaff.
I had an amazing meal.
Mm-hmm.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
Anything else of worth?
Someone dissolved. Someone important to someone. That isn't this Callum.
Mm.
Yeah, Haranen might be witch. That's I get that there probably is deeper levels to this, but that's what I'm getting at it from now.
Mm-hmm.
What if Haranen is the witch?
No.
No.
Tied up in so much emotion for it all to go.
Yeah, I mean, all that seems plausible, right?
Who knows? Not me. Perhaps one day we will. But for now, I was in Witchy Boy's cottage, I believe.
Witchy
Or hut.
Boy's Cottage.
Well, we
Which
left
lady?
Alvin being in trouble, didn't we? Or
Confronted by the king.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
he basically said, like, get out, or else.
Mm.
Get off my land.
Yeah, anything else? Or is that us?
Fleabite was close to his short rest in my cave.
And
Yeah, I think
supposable thumbs.
Supposable thumbs, yep.
Opposable thumbs.
I did enjoy supposable thumbs. Yeah, I think that's fairly succinct.
It's like that's the majority of stuff that happened. I was about to start saying the stuff that happened at the previous session is what happened, and I was like, wait, no.
I mean, to be fair, I guess that's also still kind of valid, right? Like, what happened last time, ...
I suppose technically it's all been the same day, hasn't it?
I mean, yeah. This may, in fact...
RP's longest day.
I think it might be. I've never seen another RP or been in another RP that's had a day last longer than this.
It's almost like real time.
Do you know something? Where if the day doesn't end on this session, I think we're over real time.
Yeah.
Wait,
No,
there's
the
time
world does have
involved
two
now?
suns.
Yeah,
True.
it does have two suns, but that just means there's the early day and the late day, and all the tides that matter. But
No tides.
Speaking of cycles, let's have a cycle through the the goals, shall we?
Wait, there's bikes now?
There's what now?
Don't worry about it.
Right, goals. MD changing their goals.
Nope.
Nope, I am looking at the Starfinder goal. That's not a good start.
I mean, do you want to update them now as well? Like, I'm good. What have we got?
I'm keeping mine for now, which is Haran incorporate into the party, until it is conclusive that Haranin is witch bitch.
Right. Okay.
Innocent until proven witchy, you know.
So if Haranin is a witch bitch and you include witch bitch to the party, you'd still get the goal.
Witch
FYI.
bitch might need to make a good impression. So we'll see how the session goes.
Okay. Yep. Adair, what about yourself? You still got acquire an arcane focus.
I am going to be sticking with that goal because technically it's only been half an hour since I had that goal.
Yep, that's not untrue. Alvin.
Well, I'm trying to work out, would I want to make Thea's mask first, or would I want to repair her other mask?
Unknown. I don't even know what Alvin's up to other than he's standing in front of the king and kind of threatened the king as far as the king was concerned.
Yeah, I don't like the king anymore.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave it as make Thea a mask for Thea.
Okay, yeah. And Cognac?
I want to leave Runestad in the morning with the entire party.
Oh, you're brave.
Okay. To go where?
Just to leave Runestad.
Yeah, but then you could do that in the morning and then just go back to the villa in the afternoon. So I need, you know, like what's...
Leave on our quest to Barris
Okay.
with the whole party.
Okay. Do you want to reword it that way then? And we'll have it as that. Sounds like a plan. I like how focused your goals usually are, and then often what the
Shit
party
happens.
do them. Yeah. But yeah, update it so it reflects that in some fashion for me, please. Flea bite. I see that we have removed go on a journey.
Yeah, I gave it a really good go, but I feel it is.
Did you though?
I snorted medicinal powder.
I mean, I feel like you snorted tea leaves that make you numb.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. But considering the journey was defined as crushing the rocks and huffing the powder and trying to recreate that event, it was
Okay, so in
very-
my Alexander mind, I presumed that it was a one-off, that snorting the rock powder would not trigger it a second time.
I mean, I feel like we actually discussed what journey meant, and maybe now you're no longer allowed to have shorthand goals. I think you just need to have actual descriptions now, so we don't get off on the wrong foot. Just moving forward. What is your current goal?
Well, I was thinking of going back to the win a significant wager against Adair.
Okay, yeah. And whenever Thea returns to us, we'll have a Thea. I'll just review what Cognac.
There's a kitchen stuff going on.
So leave on a request to Barris with the whole party in the morning. Where party? Question mark. Because yeah.
When you're with Adair, it's always a party, so you know.
But that's the thing. It's
Duh.
it's you two and Fleabite, right? That's and these are currently outside the guardhouse. So
Yeah, but Cognac just knows that Thea's vanished, and yeah, he's very much. Where's the rest of the party?
yeah.
I've just been told by the king to basically buzz off. So
Yes, buzz off.
I mean-
buzz off.
You do know he went looking for Alvin though,
Hmm.
because he did ask for the shield to peruse it, so he could like find Alvin. So you know that much as well. So while Thea might be missing, he doesn't seem concerned about Thea. He seemed concerned about Alvin, which is something. But these things happen. Yeah. Don't know, are we getting a Callum back at all?
From what it sounds like, it will be 2 seconds.
I mean, I feel that's a lie. He said 2 seconds. Mere 3 minutes ago. So
30 seconds.
okay, I see.
As he went out of cycle.
He's cycling. Yeah, cycling through it. Okay.
Got to power the generator some way,
So Alvin, let's review your goal just in a bit more wording, just based on other people's misgivings. Make a mask for Thea is not repairing the mask.
No, I am going to make her a new mask, preferably one with a smiley face on.
Okay, perfect.
A
Cool.
happy mask.
Technically, Thea covered her goal at the start anyway, being incorporated at the party, so I'm just going to skip that. And yeah, as for that, we're going to look at bonds in a bigger way soon. I don't know what I want to do with it. Like, I like it as it is, but I kind of feel like I want to simplify it a bit, quite frankly. So I'm not sure how yet, but I feel like I don't want it to feel restrictive as a thing, because I feel like you all have at least a decent idea of how you interact with each other. But if we are indeed potentially getting another player, I think we should keep it for their introduction to the group, because I think it'd be a great set of bowling rails for them to start with, or stabilizers for your bike, I guess, if that's a better analogy. Because it lets them.
Are we getting a new player?
Very potentially, meaning I need to have their character gen chat with them to see how that goes, and then we will have a new person. Yes, indeed. So, obviously, what they play and how well it fits really depends where you guys are at the time to see how your paths cross, etc. Right? But that's why I want to review bonds. But I think I want to do that after they're in the game, so that they can see how you guys feel about each other's characters, and then get a vibe of that, even in text form, and then take it upon himself
30 seconds.
to introduce himself. Oh, is this the update, Angie?
Yeah, I believe it's been 30 seconds.
Okay. It's been 2 minutes, but okay.
I don't know how
He's
time
definitely
works
there.
anymore.
It's been 30 cycles.
I see. Also, hello person in chat who is Hater Bubs.
Hello, Hater Bubs.
Oh, you're back. Mr. 2
Oh,
seconds.
yeah, I've been
20
silent
minutes
for a
ago. It's a lie.
Time moves very funny in this world.
Ah, yeah. Well, if you went to where Ryan lives, you would understand how time works.
And how
It
to
doesn't. That's the secret.
and how to manipulate it to your own benefit.
I know. I still one day I will unlock these powers.
I feel like I need to have some kind of notification in the chat that lets people know that they can save up channel points for this nonsense now. I feel like that's definitely something that needs to happen at some point. How that will happen, I don't know, but at some point it will. It would also be nice to still be able to edit it when I'm actually in a game. I don't know how to do that yet either. The joys of this new life. So, any changes to your goal, Thea? I assume not.
No, I said not.
I assume not. That's why I'd moved on to discussing my plans for bonds and what may or may not happen with them. But to catch up, because we might be getting that new person joining it, I want to keep them until they arrive, so they've got an idea of how
Yeah, that's
people
fair.
interact, to give them some support to fit into the party better as well, because I don't want them to be like, oh no, I'm new, and also nobody trusts me, because that's boring RP. So we'll see how that goes. As for that, I think that's us pretty much caught up then. So if there's no changes to be made beyond goals, Bond's obviously done at the end. Let us get started. So, we ended last session with Thea helping some old lady with jeweled teeth. Help prepare some kind of rabbit for some form of meal in her little cabin through some weird woods. We had Cognac, Fleabite, and Adair doing their trio of nonsense outside the guardhouse, which is really the let's go find out what happened to our other party members because we were super concerned. So, yeah.
So concerned.
Yes.
Very concerned.
The concerning is mighty. And Alvin, who was chatting with Cynthia under a tree. And then the king appeared and was like, "Why are you eating my apples?" And he's like, "What?" So
I like apples.
And they were good apples. So I think we opened the game there and then with Alvin and the king as he's staring down saying, "Are you threatening me?" And it cuts to Alvin.
I just kind of look up. I'm like, do I really look the type of person that would threaten anyone?
Given your study, yes.
I just kind of, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of hurt by that. I kind of always focus on the getting the best for people, being the best I can, and I just want to help. Really.
And then you kind of like, again, his expression's kind of hard to read because obviously he has those white glowing eyes, right? So it's kind of difficult to read some of the expression that comes from him. But he kind of just stands for about like 10 or 15 seconds just staring at you. And he says, "Make your preparations to leave Runestad as I stated."
That should be done. While I've got you here, though, you don't happen to have any dragon eggshell, do you? You just kind of lean in and it's like, uh-huh.
He raises an eyebrow. And he just stares at you.
Oh, right, yeah, is that it?
Yeah, that is literally it.
Like, well, do you? Kind of looking for some. Need it for the mission.
And why would that be?
I need it to form a mask for Thea. I figured it would be a good material for it.
The vanity project of your Kalashtar companion is not vital to the success of the task I have asked of you and your companions.
I just kind of like cock my head sideways. I'm like, well, actually, to have her working as a fully functional Thea, we need her to have all the forms of expression she can. So, really, yeah, it is vital. You want the party at full effect, you're going to need to give me something that I can craft into a mask for her.
I have wanted for nothing, Alvin. I have asked of you a task. If it is completed, it will be rewarded. If it is not achievable by you and your companions, I will find another way to achieve this task. And I think he just turns and like starts walking away.
As he does, I just kind of be like, warm some raspberries and just be like, fine. And then just kind of head off in my own direction.
Yeah, where are you going, buddy? In the apple orchard.
I mean, I'm assuming, in fact, yeah, never assuming Ryan's game. Can I see the city?
Yeah, why not?
I am going to head towards this city.
Let's just
Like,
move this
back to
actually
the
to like
city,
a nice piece of
yeah.
picture.
Basically, head back towards the city, back towards the villa, get all my shizzle together.
Right, okay, yeah. And yeah, you just kind of make your way off that way then. And you realise the city's a lot further away as you're walking than you initially thought. Like, because remember you walked a couple of steps, then you ended up like really deep into the woods. So yeah. The king definitely seemed to go like a random other direction as well. He doesn't seem to be heading back to the city.
Mm.
Meanwhile, if we project the route that Alvin would have taken all the way back, and the camera does a really fast zoom all the way up until it's in front of the guardhouse, what do we see Adair, Cognac, and Fleabite doing?
Well, that was weird.
It was. Why did he look at Shield?
Alvin must have done something.
Oh, be careful. It might kill you.
Yes. Well, I'm not a student.
Oh, it's true. Are
Well,
we? The King Manlord, he disappeared to find Alvin after looking at Shield. Can we do same?
I don't know. Are we still welcome here? He was pretty flummoxed. I don't know. He's strange.
Should we maybe quickly go to Villa, take supplies, and start making way out of Runestad?
Not with that party, though.
Well, should we then wait at Villa for them while we gather supplies to leave?
Yes.
Then we could. Is Fleabite still alive?
There's the pile of robes on the floor wrapped up like a sack.
Just because I've not seen it move.
The Pokeball has yet to be chosen.
I'm sure he's all fine. But this has been a very long day, and
It has.
ready to get this over with.
Shall we go, get ready, wait on others, and perhaps take a little short rest while we wait for them?
Yes.
This is what we do. We go, which way is Villa?
This way, and I start going the wrong way.
It's like
Are you sure?
Jokingly impersonating somebody.
Alvin.
Hey!
I love that you're saying this despite you two following the wrong tracks to get to where Hughes were going. We'll find Thea this way. Alvin who?
We found the king. I mean, give us some credit.
I think he found you. But yeah, sure. I'll give you that, right? Yeah, okay. He found the king.
We go to Villa, we get ready, we get supplies for however long will food last. Make sure we get plenty of that tea that lady gave me, because that
already got
stuff.
it. Already sorted.
Good. Let us go.
So you're just heading back to the villa?
To the villa, yeah.
Yep.
So you pick up Fleabite, heave him over your shoulder, and
very softly and gently, like a wet towel that you don't want to touch you because you've just like dried yourself off. So you're like, it's like slightly away from you, but then you slowly put it onto you.
You got like a reasonable strength score, right? You have a reasonable strength score, right?
Yeah.
It's the part when you tell me your strength score. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. 17.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, you can maneuver Fleabite reasonably well, I think, in that. Keep in mind though, for I think for a 4-foot rat, he's a chunky boy in terms of his constitution stuff. Like he's a strong chunky boy, all muscle.
He's been snorting literal warp essence, so must be very stocky.
I mean, like, who's to say that's not what is the equivalent of stock for Skaven soup, right? you know. But here we are with the soup conversation again. Um,
Man, I want soup now.
Chicken broth.
So, you just can head back to the villa in that regard then. Anything you want to do on the way back, or is that a dumb question because it would involve you just not
think-
getting
No,
back?
don't.
Yeah, it would involve us
Ev-
getting sidetracked. This
Everything's
day will never
closed. Yep, everything's closed. There's nothing to view or look in or do anything.
Squirrel!
We go.
So, yeah, I think you just head back to the villa. Meanwhile, with Thea.
Hello.
So, yeah, I think we'll maybe skip to the part where, like, you're sat on, like, a stool, a rickety wooden rustic stool, with this woman who's on her own stool. These aren't sharing a stool. And
Okay.
these are, like, tucking into, like, this kind of, you know, like, seasoned rabbit meat that has been, like, cooked. She's just munching away.
I think Thea's probably more picking at just picking at it with her eating implement, whatever that may be in this universe.
I mean, your
And,
hands in this place, because there are no eating implements here.
A spark.
Do I have a stick? Is any of my wooden tat resemble an eating implement like a fork?
But tell you what, how about... How much wooden tat did you have? Remember, like, what was it?
I have a gold piece's worth of wooden tat.
Right, okay. So it's like...
Or carved tat, sorry.
How about you tell me what dice you're going to roll and what number means you do have it.
Okay.
Right?
1d1.
1d1.
Nope.
It means I do. I'm going to say a D6 and I need a 5.
A 5 or higher, or just a 5?
Just a 5.
Okay,
Why not?
go for it. Roll a d6. Boom!
Boom!
Nice.
So I guess there's some kind of
Also, I
like...
should change to my not Zig picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that means you've got some kind of wooden utensil, like a fork, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 2-pronged, fork.
That has a name, by the way. It's like I want to say it's like a bident.
Could very possibly be. But yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I think she would just pull that out. Maybe having noticed it before when she picked up all the tat. And kind of picks at her rabbit. And then I think maybe if the woman doesn't say anything after a while, she'll just start starting to eat it a little bit.
Okay, that was a bident. That was right. I'll send the whole thing because I never copied everything, weirdly. Bam.
A bident is a 2-pronged implement. Oh.
An implement. I'll dump that in Twitch chat. Why the hell not?
Do you get a quident if you have 2?
I think if you tape them together. But yeah, so the woman's just sitting kind of munching away, very kind of audible, open-mouthed eating nom 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 noises. She's tearing apart her half of the rabbit. And she's mostly looking at that with her her 2 hands hanging over it and just, eating away.
I think, yeah, Theo would just kind of pick at it, eat it very slowly, maybe slightly elegant, only slightly, and
Wouldn't get the wrong impression.
no, wouldn't want to do that. Got an image to uphold, and she would just, after a while, I think she would just say, "So, why here?" And kind of look around the place and try and take in maybe more scrutinizing the place more thoroughly than she did when she just first walked in and accepted it existed.
I think she looks up, a bit of meat hanging out of her mouth. She slurps it in through her lips and she goes, Why here what? She looks around, like she's trying to work out what you're talking about.
As I look around, would I see anything that would suggest that this place isn't a place, or does it just seem like
Right,
it's
okay, so
like-
Callum, you tell me what would suggest to you that the place isn't a place. I'll tell you if you see that.
Okay. So things like, you know, like like a repeated textured like beam, you know, like maybe the beams holding up the walls have just been copy pasted.
Right, so do you want to sense motive on the place, or do you want to do perception on the place? What do you want?
I shall tell you in a second.
Okay, you want to look at your modifiers, yeah?
Yep.
See what one you've got a proficiency in.
Sense motif doesn't exist. Okay.
It's insight, is what I mean.
Insight, yeah.
It's because my brain's still on Monday.
I mean, that's fair.
Starfinder. Yeah.
I guess perception.
Is that better for you? Aye. Okay.
Just not because it's got two more.
That
reason,
means
no
nothing.
other reason.
As you know, some people can roll double ones on inspiration, so.
Oh, and I'm proficient as well.
Heads up.
Shabuli!
I mean, no, there's nothing looks weird. Other than that you're in some random old lady's hut.
Yeah. I think she would like look around.
I say
again,
random
look down.
loosely because she's not really random to you, right?
No, she's a bitch. Forgive me, Twitch chat. And yeah, she would just look at her and say, "What? Why stay where no one will find you?
And she kind of
Must
like,
be lonely."
she's like picking at one of the, like, I don't know, like a rabbit leg bone or something like that. She's using it to like clean out meat from beneath her teeth. And she looks up at you. She's like, got all the company I need. Also, why stay wherever they can find you? She like gestures to you with the bone.
Only, excuse me. Only people who don't wish to be found live in places like this. Either that or people with great knowledge worth seeking. Which do you fall under, I wonder?
Probably the third one. She starts
Ah.
picking at her teeth again. With the bone. Starts like munching whatever tiny bits of meat are left on it. And she kind of like,
Either all of the above or none of the above.
I mean, you could ask her.
I think she'll just say that. Either none of the above or all of the above.
And she kind of looks at you and raises an eyebrow. She goes, or it's people that like to mind their own business and keep to themselves. She's becoming so dwarven and I hate it. I can feel it.
Just a wee bit.
I can feel the dwarven rising.
People who like to keep to themselves tend not to headbutt people in the streets.
And then she like nods, like she was listening to you the whole time. And she says, sometimes things can't be helped. You need to send a very clear and distinct message, you know? Here I am, and such. Kind of nods.
You wanted me to be aware of your presence, but not everyone.
And then she's like, she starts shaking her head slowly. She puts the bone down on her plate. She looks up.
I think
she
Tia's
says,
definitely talking. Sorry, I think Tia's definitely talking, sort of like half to her, half kind of to herself, not sort of absent-mindedly, like
So yeah, I think she shakes her head a bit, and she, as I say, she drops that bone on the plate, and she looks up at you, Thea, and she says, "You seem to be thinking this is all on me, and not the fact that you're the only one that could see me." She raises an eyebrow, her eye bulging a bit underneath it.
from my perspective,
The Jedi were
the
evil.
Jedi were evil.
There should be some kind of punishment for us, right? Because I know I'd be the one.
Yeah.
I'd be affected by it the most, probably. But anytime we use
Minus
a
a
pun,
billion Twitch points, whatever.
I don't know if I can. I can't do that. I think it's just we just have to time people out, right? Just mute them.
Yeah.
Just
There'll be no game.
yeah.
Right?
That'll be it.
It'll just be permanently right. Well, the GM's gone. So, but no, I think she'd say,
Hello there.
"Well, I'm hello there."
General Kenobi. Welcome. We're nerds. Like you didn't expect that on a D&D channel.
Back in
Wow.
the invasion.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Theo was talking. Yes, you'd say from my point of view, from my perspective, I don't think she'd say that at all. I think she would say, I don't hold any special abilities to see people I don't wish to see. Clearly, you wished for me to see you.
And then
You see?
she starts like shaking her head again, like her crazy hair is going everywhere. And she's like, have you ever walked in on somebody by accident, you know, caught a peek, as it were? She like sounds all kind of like, cheeky and granny like. I don't know what that looks
Never.
like, but like,
Yeah.
that's what
I
that
think-
is.
I can't say I have. Anytime I've seen or caught anyone in any scenario, it's been deliberate.
Then you must be one of a kind. Maybe that's how you could see me. Maybe you were supposed to see me.
Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I don't see how I can be supposed to do anything when I am accountable to only myself.
Maybe you're not supposed to see that. And she kind of laughs to herself a bit, her mad cackle that she's got.
And I don't think Thea says anything. I think she just kind of sits for a moment, kind of stares, kind of past the woman.
Yeah, and I think she's like staring at you or past you, and then she looks down at her like, mug of what would have been water or something, and she's looking at it and she's like, if you're gonna be quiet, you could make yourself useful. And she waits to see if she gets your attention with it.
I think she'd just get like just a quick kind of like look over to her, that like just like slight. She's probably looking just like slightly off her, and then to like the direct eye contact, and she's just kind of looking at her with an eyebrow raised.
If you could go to the well, bring in some fresh water.
Now, Ryan, I don't know if you know that me as a player now has a slight issue with going to places of watery, pondy wellness. So,
I thought you liked water.
Yeah.
oh, she likes the sea,
I mean, that's made of water.
but a well or a puddle, maybe not.
Just because
But
you
no,
almost get drowned by a weird grudge-like ring ghost from a pond in one game doesn't mean it's going to happen in every game. Especially
And,
when I scribble out
when we
those
went to
notes in my
some-
book.
And got stuck in a vault made of flesh by falling into a pond. And
You were
nothing
you
to
were
do with any
pulled
of
into that pond, like you were pulled underneath the other pond. So there's a theme for that character. That's not this character.
Do you know what? Yes, I believe in
Alexander,
Borkers. I think
If by that you mean Thea could use Borkers to munch on while waiting help. Yes, I am at the bottom of the well.
Dick Dogdale would not be pleased. back in this game, I think Theo would just say, "What well?"
And she's like, the one we had to pass at the gate to get in here.
I think Thea stands up, kind of opens the door, and looks to see if there is a well there, and I assume there is.
It's pretty late at night.
Okay.
But yeah, you can maybe just make out the shape of a well down the garden a bit.
Cool. Now, I'm just going to check. Does Thea have fancy vision? Or is it the other one that doesn't have fancy vision? I don't think she has.
Put in your red text if it was anywhere.
No, she doesn't have fancy vision. Okay, so I can't ask that.
Hmm.
I guess Thea would walk out, cast light, and maybe go to the well.
What are you casting light on?
Let me see what I can cast light on. Such an object. My tident. Tident even.
Your tident.
My tident.
So you've still got your fork in your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts emitting light.
And I guess she goes over to the well to get water.
To get well.
If only that's how wells worked, you got there and you felt well.
That's why it's a wishing well.
Yeah.
So I'm wishing you well.
I'm wishing.
You get there and it's all happy to see you. It's like, oh, hey you! How's it going? Need some
I
water?
missed you so much.
Oh, we're doing okay.
Running down the well, I'll be very upset.
This is where it's the Goonies at the bottom of the well just shouting up, "Hey!"
Oh, dear.
Eldritch Blast! I don't have that.
Not to go too far into this, but Haranan rubs the lotion on. Yeah, is that where we're going with it? That might be getting too close to the veil, I'm afraid. But yes, so you go to the well. It looks exactly what you'd imagine. It's like a stone circle. Obviously like kind of very loose cobblestone type thing built up, and there is maybe cobblestone is the wrong term there, but yeah, loose stone, and
Yeah.
there's a bucket with a string. Or a rope,
Okay,
I
that
guess.
was going to be my next question. I was going to say if I had to take a bucket with me, obviously she'd have taken it with her. But yeah, no, I guess she tries to collect this fresh water that's going to be, I don't know, a demon of some kind.
So Thea gets to go on a journey.
Not again.
Pulls up the bucket and flea bites in the bucket, confused as well. But yeah, so yeah, you dump the water, your bucket into the water. You hear the splash, and then you start pulling the bucket up. Yeah, and you are now adorned with a bucket of water in the dark, with your glowing fork.
How is your fork glowing?
She cast light on it.
Right, okay. Sorry, I thought you cast that on the water.
No, light is that's why light's in the chat for that on the old fork. The old fork.
Right.
I guess she'd maybe like stare into the water for a bit.
The water stares back. It looks a bit like you, but like in a reflection of water.
Deep.
And yeah, I think she stares at it. Maybe kind of like does that, like, you know, some like dramatic all melancholy chilled music comes on, and she stares at it for a while, touches her face, slaps the water, and then takes the bucket in.
And yeah, as you return, the old woman still sat there, like, you know, picking at her plate.
You're going to say was gone, and I was going, "Wah!"
She's like, hurry up and close the door.
Thea just closes the door with her foot. If it's like an
2
inward
seconds.
opening door.
Lange, can you mute when you're clicking in different
Oh,
doors?
sorry.
Cheers, buddy. And yeah, so she just says, hurry up, coming in, close the door.
Yeah, so she closes the door with her foot if it's an inward one. If not, I guess she does it the other way. I guess plonks the bucket of water in the middle of the room.
I think the old woman just looks at you and says, "Why is it there? Bring it over here, please." She kind of like hunches herself up a bit and leans over the table with like her mug and stretches
Oh,
it
I'd
out to
kill
you.
to have a mage hand or something.
Yeah, these situations where it's so useful, but you think, but fireball or something else.
What's Mage Hand do?
It's just like telekinesis, but like for small things.
I guess she just picks it
Hmm.
up and takes it over to the woman.
And then she looks at you like, "Why are you being so weird?" And then just like dunks her mug into the bucket, and then sits back and just slurps at the mug. The fire kind of roaring behind her.
I think Thea just sits down, fork in hand.
Still glowing.
It's still glowing, yeah. And I guess she looks at the fire and kind of goes, "What happened to?" And then she kind of like looks around to like look for Haranen.
And she kind of
Oh, and then she'd say Haranen. Sorry, I said that in my
yeah.
head and didn't say that out loud. So, yeah, what happened to? Looks around. Haranen. Trying to see if he's like under the floorboards, being like stuffed under the carpet. Maybe bits of Haranen lying around. Maybe she just ate him. I don't know.
I think you're making this scene about a million times worse for yourself than
I
Anything's-
really hope he hasn't been exploded or something. That would
Mhm.
just be nasty.
Also just hello
I
everybody
think
in
because
chat.
I'm also overtired from having had a long day. I'm like, something bad's gonna happen.
So
Wait, you've had the long day or Thea's had the long day?
both.
No, Cal's had a long day. but
Thea
yeah.
has
Ah.
had the longest day, as we all have. So you ask the old lady that, and she kind of just looks at you, and she says, "The stable boy?"
Hmm.
She kind of just shakes her head like, "What are you even talking about?" And then she says, "What do you mean? What happened to him?"
I think Thea kind of stops looking around and turns around to the woman and says, "What did you do with him?"
Shakes her head. Done nothing.
I was talking to him, and I was in this weird forest with you. He melted. Where is he?
She kind of looks at you like again, a bit more like confused as to why, like you seem to be getting a bit more like tense. And she's like, "I mean, I found you in the forest. Maybe you should ask the forest."
Oh yes, I'll just go outside and quickly ask the trees. Why not? And she goes outside, he opens the door, stands in the doorway and goes, "Oi, what do you do with Haranen? Huh?" And then comes back in and goes, "Guess they don't know either."
And she kind of just like swirls whatever's left in her mug, just sits it back on the kind of the rickety wooden table, and she looks up at you and she says, "This isn't the woods. This is my home. They're not gonna answer you here. I thought you had some skill." She taps the side of her head.
She walks like right up to the old woman. And I kind of like stare into her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The old
and
woman's
see,
just
like,
sat on her stool and just staring up at you.
yeah. And I'm sure you described her eyes before, but I can't remember.
Mad and like staring into an old lady's eyes.
Are they at all like whitish or showing some form of remnants of a whitish glow?
No, they just look like old
Okay.
lady eyes.
Okay. I think Thea is highly strung today. She's like, no, she says, You said I was highly skilled. And then, like, slowly taps the side of her head.
The old lady stands up and kind of like holds your gaze as she stands up. And
She is still tapping the side of her head.
And she says, "You were able to see me when nobody else could, and you found your way to my home that nobody else has been able to do. I'd say that involves some skill, accidental as it may be."
How romantic.
Who said that? The old woman looks around.
You who ran in blossoming, you're replaced.
Yeah, I think she would say, who led me here? I know, you led me here.
I mean, I said you could come with me, or you'd be lost in the forest. Would you prefer I left you there?
No. Perhaps not.
So I'll bring you here to my home, and I feed you. She pokes you in the belly. And you start asking me about stable boys. Like her tone seems to be getting angrier.
I think Thea sighs. Kind of sits down in her chair, and well, not her chair, but sits down in the chair, her stool, and looks back at the fire, and tries to kind of like replay the whole that just like the past like wee while in her mind. I don't think she says anything else. She just kind of stares at the fireplace or the fire, wherever.
Yeah, and I think after that, like, there's a knock at the door. Like just like a kind of a rapping at the door, and in walks Cynthia and closes the door behind her and shakes off, her top shawl. She goes, "It's rather cold outside, isn't it?" And we cut to somebody else. The somebody else won't be Alvin for obvious reasons, but we will go back to Adair, Cognac, and Fleabite when they manage to make it back to the villa. Yes.
Well, I don't know about you, Adair, but my intention was to, as you say, pack up and gather supplies that we may need from within the cottage chalet place. Villa. And then to rest before we get sidetracked again.
Yeah. We look around for anything we can use to journey with. Foods, teas, utensils.
Sausages! Sorry.
Anything that could be expensive that we could maybe sell along way. Wait. Yeah,
I thought you meant to eat.
We could use anything we could use. The King Lordshipman says the villa is for us, so the way I see.
Shame we can't take the whole villa.
Oh, should we try and sell villa before we leave?
Do you think we'd get away with it?
Probably not. His Lord Kingman seems to know everything we are trying to do.
Right. Well, what if we can take all the stuff that isn't glued down and pile it up in a big pile and then sort it out into expensive and not expensive. And then we can just deal with the expensive stuff and we'll work from there.
I am good with this plan.
But I think food, not steal, that would be rude. To gather all the food that is around first and then do that.
We want to make sure we do not take anything that is going to be flourishable along the journey.
We could eat that now. Soften up the belly for the long journey.
Yes, let us search villa.
What's Fleabite doing in the midst of this?
I mean, has Fleabite been put down yet?
I imagine as soon as Cognac walked in, he just plonks you in the middle of the seating area, the room with the seats that isn't the kitchen. Slap bang in the center.
Does the DM think it's been about an hour since Fleabite was first put into the panic?
I mean, sure, why not?
I think Fleabite would sort of, having succeeded in concentrating hard enough to make his blades disappear, probably just like take a sniff out of the bag and sort of look around, and he's still quite full and eat a lot. To just back to the corner that he was sort of still in. Scratch up the carver's whistle.
I guess we're back to Cognac and Adair then.
So I would like to. Well, I think we established we'd like to start in the kitchen. Try and see what supplies we can get that are, going to at least last the journey. Like hopefully some jerky and stuff.
Right.
Also, as there are silver utensils and whatnot, they might accidentally go missing.
Accidentally deliberate, yeah. Yeah.
Lost along the way.
It's shot. We didn't lock the door at any point when we left, so anyone could have come in. So,
True that.
yeah.
Could have used a book of Von Rune right now and just like try and get the book to assimilate the knowledge of the villa in like a kind of like weird three-dimensional eating the villa kind of way. I don't think that would work.
Like scanning the like it's like this isn't Tron, right?
Why are you trying to eat the villa?
Long story.
We're trying to take the villa.
By force?
It's our newest companion.
Yeah.
The villa.
Is a new teammate, the villa.
I mean,
Replacement for Haranen.
I choose you, Villa. Yeah, amazing.
I mean, I could probably give it legs or something, right?
I mean,
Make it like I
we're
was moving
formulating
villa.
a plan here.
I feel like this was discussed way back at the start when we were talking about Howl's moving castle. Like, I feel like that was mentioned. So, why don't you focus on giving a boat legs and go from there? Right?
A boat with legs would be pretty cool.
So, just saying.
Can it be an angry turtle shape, like a turtle boat with legs?
I mean, as long as it's a boat with legs, right? I don't know if it matters what it looks like, but if you need it aesthetic to look like a turtle and Alvin can build that, why the hell not? The great Aturine. But yeah, so as long as on the back of it you've got 4 Baru holding up a big disc, I don't really mind. But yes, anyway, back in this. So you want to pile up all the valuables, essentially, is what you want to do.
I want to take everything
Yes.
that isn't nailed down and put it in one big pile, but whilst doing that, like checking if it's valuable and putting it in another pile. It's like any paintings, any cutlery, any chairs, any tables.
So here's my question then. You're planning on stealing from Runestad?
We're just collecting the valuables. We have not done any stealing whatsoever.
Yet is the key there.
It depends how much it all comes to. Is it really nice? Because as much as Adair is a bit of a rogue, I like nice things.
Tell you what, if you are both going to do this,
wealth.
right, pick one of you to roll, and you can do it with advantage, and it will be...
What stat?
It will be perception.
Perception. I have a +3.
I have a +2.
You want me to do it with
I
advantage?
have inspiration. Oh no, never mind. It doesn't. Yeah.
You've got advantage anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
Right, so I've activated there, and I will now perception.
Haha.
Wait.
Right, so give me a second, I'll use this to modify the roll I was going to do about how much, like, what you find that you consider valuable, right?
Mhm.
So,
Everything.
But there's looking at something and thinking, oh, that's not worth much. But then it's like, the globe of 1,000 treasures,
nice.
right? So,
Yeah.
Right.
right, okay, user what? That level. Let's see. I think yous can find. Yeah, why not? I'll dump this in Roll20 chat because that's where all the RP actual stuff goes. It is the monetary values will be stuff to that value that is generic, householdy, or ornamental that isn't listed, right? I just don't intend to list that every single object you find.
Yeah.
But all the actual fancy things you can pry off of places or that are there for decoration will be listed.
That is a lot of stuff. That is like 1,000 gold pieces. No, it's like 500. No, my math is. I'm gonna stop whilst I'm behind.
It's under 500. I'll give you that much. If my quick maths is better than
I don't think it is, because 3 times 150, another 3, so 300, and then 450, then plus 60 gold pieces
I
is
don't even know.
510, and then
Barely 300.
then 1,200 divided by 10 is another 120, and then 1,400 divided
this is
by
just that Bruce Mangy.
100 is 14.
It's a lot.
It's about 750 or something.
So does anyone want to give us the final figure?
14.
It is 644. You can check that if you want.
Let's see what we got.
I don't even know what they all are. Are they gems or something? Or
No, this is like the mundane items we've found around the house, like items that are decorative off the walls. We've gathered anything we think we could maybe flog or sell.
A chandelier with a bit of citrine is
Yeah.
I think it's 644. I think.
Yes, but I said.
So, but that would be that equates to 644 GP, but that is not what you have. You have stuff.
shell.
Cognac, did we ever arrange a cart or mode of transportation to leave Runstead? Because I do not think we can carry all this and not be, subtle.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens. Sorry. I think maybe on the morrow we can arrange a cart and maybe a very large drape to go over the cart.
I feel like the drapes are in the pile.
Ah, perfect.
We already have. This is working perfect. I hope others are okay with us doing, because let's face, we need these things to make our way through world.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've spent all my money trying to get our companion a date. I no longer have any.
I never had. I just like items. To be honest, I don't think I need the gold. I am just liking the pretty things we have gathered here.
Paris is a long way.
It's true.
Maybe we should just rest now, and when
we
the
wait for others.
When they get here, we can tell them what we have and our plan.
They will be happy with plan. I'm sure. We have known them for a long time.
I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion all this is worth 644 gold.
Wow, you are good with the math.
To be fair, he was brought up in a noble household.
That's true.
I don't know why that matters, but to be fair.
An eye for the finer things.
Although, what's that thing about not knowing how much a pint of milk costs? So, maybe not.
Yeah. I have a quick question.
Is it D&D related?
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, Lyuda owed me 25 gold pieces, and I assume I'm never seeing that money again.
No, it's gone. That was spent on booze. Like the worst possible thing to have been spent on
Yeah,
in Cognac's
yeah.
eyes.
The IOU will never be returned.
No.
Poor investment.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah. But it's kind of like saying, you gave Lauda a magic sword and then Lauda explodes because the sun consumes Lauda. And then you're like, do I get my sword back? Right? Like
If
it's
you can find it in amongst the guts, I don't see why not.
in the middle of the sun. One of two things, by the way, so you need to guess which one it was. And
Never know, the sun might be gracious in its beautiful bounty.
and wish you well.
If you get enough triumph.
Uh-huh. Oh dear. Amazing. Anyway, anything else you want to do other than all like chill out and take a sleep?
I just chill.
I would just
I mean-
stare at the pile and then at Adair and say, Do you really think we can get away with this? I'm fine if we can, but I'm just not sure we can.
We will see what others say, but I do not see why Kingman, who liked us, he would want us to be able to travel in the comfort. And let's face, with this, we travel in the comfort.
See where you're coming from.
It's like every vase in the house. Like it's in fact so awkward to carry all the shit you have. And you're like, yeah, we travel in comfort, We need 26 vases. Why
The
the
fact
villa
that we
needed
think
them.
it will fit in one single
Uh-huh.
cart as well.
Mhm. Like it is probably it's now like those kind of random tat shops that have like everything you could possibly want, but it's all on display in the center of the shop. Like that is now what the
That's
living room
perfect.
looks like now.
A car boot sale, but in the square space of like 2 meters.
Oh, it's much bigger than 2 meters, buddy.
Oh jeez.
You can just get like a looky jacket and just sell them that way.
Like I think you need to remember that the size of the villa is pretty big, right? Like you'd have emptied the place. I think Alvin, you probably get back if you were heading back to the villa at this point. Assuming you were heading back there. You could probably walk in at this point and watch them just staring at like the pile of everything from the house.
And just be like,
Elvin, where have you been? We have been up to a lot of work. Come, see what we've done.
The
I'll
king
just-
was admiring your shield.
I would just kind of look about and be like, my shit. You guys didn't touch my things, did you?
What things?
My things.
If it was in the villa, it's in the pile.
What was that,
I'm just-
Alexander?
I'm just gonna like kind of like run around and like make sure that like all like my tools and stuff are like in my bag and like nope, like literally just see me like darting about the places, gathering all my stuff and putting it in the bag, put it in the bag, put it back, put it in the bag.
Yeah, and I think we mostly have Alvin running up and down. What is Fleabite actually doing just now? Like trying to sleep or just, now looking at all the valuables?
No, I think Fleabite, he likes things that he can just quickly take from someone. The random junk from the house isn't that interesting to him because he knows whoever he's stealing from won't miss. He will probably be angry, but won't miss the loss of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd probably just be happy to try and get some rest and recover HP.
Okie dokie. And yeah. Anything else that you need to discuss before I switch scenes again, or he's happy as is?
We'll discuss the plan with Alvin of how we have
Well,
gathered.
let's
all
have that
this.
then. Let's have that scene then, because we're here. So
So, Elvin, we have gone around all of Villa and gathered everything we think is got value to. Cognac has calculated what he believes is worth, and this is pile here worth how much he say?
644.
Stat. See, you're very good with the math.
I'm like, okay.
So, our
Um,
plan with all valuables now is to take with us and sell along way, so as we have money for the journey. It's good idea, huh?
I'm just gonna kind of right. Right. See if I put this to GM and post a skill in the chat. Will only you see it.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Hmm.
Spicy.
So see how there it says
2
10
seconds.
GP.
2 seconds to look at the essay he has sent me.
Yeah,
Oh,
see
gosh.
how it's at the top you've got the and 10 GP worth of materials.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously some of that stuff is worth more than 10 GP, but could I use that?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
deduct the value from the pile.
Cool.
Because remember, there's no actual money in that pile. It is stuff. So I don't see why a lot of it couldn't just be repurposed. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, in that case, I'm just going to go, like, Gregor, can you repeat what you said to me?
Sure.
Just about, like, the value of the stuff and everything.
All this stuff is the most valuable on the building. We gathered together. Kognak has told us he's 644 worth in price. He is good because he was born a very rich boy.
644.
644. You see, he's so good with the math.
644.
And this is all the good stuff here, and we take along with us so that we can spend along the way and sell and make money and survive.
644.
I am just going to walk up and kind of look into the pile and just be like, and you'd like just see me like that way if like you've just got like a box of, like old screws and random stuff and you're like, oh right, need to rummage through it. See me like rummaging through that, and then I will pick up. I'll pick up one of them. I walk over to like a table, and I am going to use this, and just to make it a wee bit easier, I am going to go and make a wee clockwork toy of a dragon.
Okay.
Does it tick?
And that will be me for the next hour.
Like clockwork.
Ryan, will I add? Do you mind if I add just clockwork toy to my inventory?
Nope. Make sure you get stats as well.
Cool. How do I put stats on an item?
You just write what they should be next to it on your inventory as part of the description. It's like your treasure page with the bio and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just dump it all in there.
Cool.
Excellent. So you get a wee clockwork dragon toy you've made yourself.
Clockwork dragon. I've just put clockwork toy dragon.
And you know what colour carnelians are?
I think they're orange, but that is a very random thought.
I was
Like,
literally.
I was gonna say, I think they're orange as well, like amber. And I don't know why I think they're amber.
Yeah, I'm
literally about to Google one. Yeah, they're kind of amber.
Yeah.
They're apparently dull red.
Yeah.
Surprising color of beige.
A brownish red, in fact. Which means he's made a
They
red
look
dragon
like
toy.
jelly beans. They look like jelly beans.
No, it was mostly to see what type of dragon you're emulating, right?
Yeah.
Whether deliberate or not deliberate, but you picked up the red stone and you've started carving it into a dragon. So you have a fucking clockwork red dragon out of all of the colours you could have picked.
That
Yeah.
occasionally goes.
Give it to the king. See if he believes it.
Job done. You're welcome.
Has kingdom now? Is this 1 billion channel points?
See, I told you this was a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Is anybody else doing anything else other tan just staring at Alvin tinker?
I believe
think
this would be the time to sit down and take a wee rest.
Yeah, I think after I do that, I'm just going to go for a long rest.
I concur.
Okay.
That-
So, Are you like I know that Fleabite's probably KO'd by this point, but are you taking a long rest also, the three of you?
I
Yes.
am.
Adair, you seem to have thoughts beyond yes or no there. What were they?
Well, I would be happy staying up keeping guard because we're still waiting on Thea.
Okay.
And if Alvin's tinkering for an hour, that kind of gives me a short rest while he tinkers,
Yeah,
and
to,
then
like,
I'll
you
take
know.
over.
Okay, yeah. So you'll take, like, the watch, as it were,
Yes.
until whatever happens. Okay, yeah. So I think we'll let time start to tick away for you guys, and we move all the way over to somewhere that Thea happens to be.
Somewhere, but not here.
Exactly.
And we
Sinker's way.
and we just have Cynthia shaking off the cold of the night from outside as she walks in and heads over, and then like looks at the bucket of water and lifts it over to like closer to the fire and starts pouring some into like a kind of black kettle, and then hangs it over the fire. Quite the thing.
I immediately look, as soon as like Cynthia walks in, I look at the old woman to see if she's still there.
Yeah.
For starters. Yeah.
Yeah, she shuffled
Now-
herself round into a stool.
Okay.
As in sitting in a stool, she hasn't become a stool.
Ah, good.
Form of stool. Gang, 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 gang. Anyway.
And has Cynthia kind of acknowledged that we're here, or has she just kind of gone about her business?
I mean, she did announce to the group, of the two of you, when she walked in, that it was cold outside.
Yeah, but I mean, I do that when there's no one in the flat. That could be just to herself.
I mean, then how would you know?
Like, as she like looked at us and gone, cold outside, or did she just walk in and go, oh, it's cold outside?
No, she walked in. She looked around the room. Whether or not she specifically acknowledged you is, ambiguous. There was no direct eye contact, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
And she just went over to basically put, the kettle on. Over the fire.
Cynthia put the kettle.
What a cup of tea, man.
Soon, buddy.
You'd have thought of that before you should make a flask before you start playing. I think Thea would look at Cynthia and go, and then maybe look back at the old lady and go, are you related to the room?
I'm just gonna say that to the, the open space in front of you, yeah?
Yeah.
Over the table. And then the old woman just, looks at you side on, and then turns to, speak to Cynthia and says, "There's still some rabbit if you're hungry." And Cynthia turns round and she says, "Thank you, that was very kind of you to save me something. There will be tea soon as well." And she turns round and nods at the old woman, and then she looks up at you, Thea. And she
how better.
nods at you.
I guess I owe Cynthia an apology, don't I? No, but I'm not going to. I'm just thinking out loud. I think Thea just kind of looks between the old woman and Cynthia, and back to the old woman, and then back to Cynthia, and it's like she's just feeling kind of, I think, weird is the
It's valid.
only way
Yeah.
I can describe it. Like this, that sort of like anxious discomfort you get kind of like for no reason, but obviously there is a reason, but that you feel like you really need to get out of a situation, but you want to look like you don't need to get out of that situation.
It's just uncomfortable, really.
Yeah, really uncomfortable.
And, yeah, and I think maybe she just sits down, and she starts picking at whatever bit of rabbit's been left for her, while the kettle slowly just starts to whistle. I think it's louder and louder and louder until she goes to get up, and then the old woman puts her hand on her shoulder and says, "You eat, I'll make the tea." Almost like it's maybe a rehearsed, routine. And then the old woman shuffles over to the kettle and then goes to get the kettle off the the top of the fire. Also, thank you, person who's now following me. The not so super friends. And she.
You're super to me.
Oh, bless. And she leans over to get the pot, and she like burns her hand ever so slightly. You know, like when you forget to go get like a tea towel or something. And then she like gets a bit of like her sleeve and wraps it up and lifts the kettle off the fire and starts brewing up some tea. And then she just starts like cackling to herself as she kind of like sings "Tea for 3" over and over again.
I think just maybe waits a while before like attempting to say anything.
And like
To
as
see
like
if, Cynthia says anything.
I think there's a point where obviously Cynthia's back's to this old woman. This old woman's at like the countertop thing that looks out onto the window, that looks outside. The fire is like at the back corner, behind both of them, and then you're at the opposite side of the room, the opposite side of the table. The door out to your left. I think Cynthia just looks up from the plate she's eating from, directly at you, because of the silence between the two of you, despite the old woman chanting, "Tea for 3."
Yeah. I think as Cynthia looks at her, she goes, "Well then, how are you?"
I think Cynthia smiles. She's like chewing with her, her jeweled teeth. Or her jewel teeth, because I keep saying jeweled, but they're jewel teeth, right?
They're not teeth with jewels in them. They're teeth made of jewels.
Made of jewels, yes.
She has 2 teeth.
Jewel teeth.
Her jewel teeth.
The jewel teeth of fate. And she smiles.
That it just played on the xylophone.
Yeah. I almost corrected to Glockenspiel because that feels like the wooden version of that.
Yeah, I'm the same, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
It bugs me. Yep. Because you would think it was, but no. But yes, so she smiles and then she like finishes whatever bit of rabbit she had left over and she looks at you and she says, "Are you uncomfortable? You seem somewhat," and she's kind of like smiling while she's saying all this, "out of sorts," I think would be the best way to put it. Did you not enjoy the rabbit?
Was that Cynthia saying that?
Yes.
The woman.
Oh, the old woman's still chanting.
They're
And she's
the same
making tea.
person for all I know.
Gus has been here the whole time, mixing a pot. You've just not noticed him until now. No, that's a joke.
I think she just says, "Well, when the person you accuse of being someone takes the wait, hold on. When the person you accuse someone of being takes you to their home and the person you accuse walks in and complains about the cold and they have dinner together, it's quite unsettling. Ma'am."
Like Cynthia frowns a bit and she goes, "I wouldn't know, that's never happened to me. That seems quite unique an experience." And she kind of smiles.
I have to say, I agree. Very unique.
And then she moves some things out of the way that are on the table, because the table's covered in stuff anyway, right? Just random daily living stuff. And she just clears a space, and then the old woman stops chanting and turns round, and then sits, the pot down with 3 kind of almost ceramic looking mugs that are a lot smaller than the ones you drank the water out of. There's a familiar smell to the tea as well, and the old lady just starts pouring it, just still chanting "Tea for 3." If there are other lyrics, somebody else wrote those and never told me what they were. So if she is saying more than that, leave that up to your own imagination.
Or is it if there are more lyrics they never told her? And
maybe, right? I feel equally valid.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then she kind of takes the the tea in two hands and then just looks up at the old woman, kind of nods, like a gratitude nod. And she goes to like smell the tea, and then the old lady like shuffles over to you and hands you a little kind of ceramic cup as well.
I guess Thea takes the tea and does that thing again where she just kind of looks into the tea, kind of stares at it for a while.
And the old lady just like sits in between the two of you at her side of the table and starts to like cups her mug as well. Brings it up to like her nose as the camera just has this one shot from like up in the corner staring down, at that awkward harsh angle of just the three of you just awkwardly sat at like different points in the table, with a fire in the background.
I think Thea takes like a deep breath and sighs. We're just like cradling the cup, kind of feeling the warmth in her hand, and looks up at Cynthia and says, "So why am I here?"
You should try the tea. And then Cynthia sips. I was gonna say slurps for some reason. Sips the tea, and then the old lady kind of like nods. You should try the tea, love. It's really good. And she sips the tea as well.
This seems like peer pressure. I am.
But for a Twitch broadcasting standards reasons, it's not.
I think Thea. I guess she smells the tea first. And then she goes,
Definitely familiar.
I'll leave it to cool for now. And then she looks at the old woman and asks the same question. Why am I here?
I think they both have looked at each other and they're shaking their head in synthesis. It is quite cool, the tea. Nevertheless.
Thank you. I shall still wait a little while.
You seem agitated.
Just confused.
The old woman just cackles, just like an abrupt breaking of the silence and awkwardness and tension. Just cackles to herself and then like does that thing where she's like realizing how inappropriate it was and like stifles it and then just like slurps at the tea. And Cynthia's just there smiling at the opposite end of the table.
I think Thea looks between them and takes a deep breath again and goes, well, not the first time I've been indoctrinated into a cult, and then just downs the tea.
Yeah. As I said, tastes nice, right? As I said, has this weird, familiar, like almost incensey smell to it that really does take you back to even before your pirate days. And that's it. Yeah, you drink the tea, and then it was definitely not too hot either. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
fine.
Cynthia's just there smiling. Says, "I had a chat with Alvin. He seems lovely."
He's good. Yeah. Yeah. We like Alvin.
Student stone.
She says, "I think good is something I am rather unqualified to judge him on, whether or not I think of him as good. But he is definitely interesting, and he is very fond of you."
And does that not make him good?
You exalt yourself so highly that you think yourself the mark of a good person. The old
I
woman
don't
just turns
consider-
to you like,
I don't
Studio
consider myself
Ghibli-esque.
good, but it's good for me. Therefore, from my perspective, bingo.
Just mute Callum for a bit.
From my perspective, that is good.
And is it only things that are good for you that you are concerned with?
Good and bad is purely subjective.
Like Cynthia smiles at that.
So yes,
And have you ever had to defend your good against someone else's?
isn't that what all war is? All battles, all feuds.
She kind of smiles again and she says, if only it were so simple. But I am no warrior. Are you?
If the notion takes me. I think Tia cocks her head to one side and smiles a bit.
The old woman just goes and pours every day more tea. And
He is just like subconsciously sipping it as it's as almost as if she's kind of forgotten that she's wary of witch tea.
yeah. And Cynthia's like running like one of her kind of like, you know, long pointed fingernailed to the point where like they're clearly manicured to be slightly sharp, right? They're not
Okay.
like haggardly long like the old ladies maybe are, like because hers are like unkempt, if you will, whereas Cynthia's are like manicured to be sharper. And she like runs the finger around like the edge of the kind of ceramic uneven mug, and as if just kind of playing with the idea of the tea. And she looks up at you and she says, "Haranan's fine, by the way."
I think after kind of like sipping some tea.
I think she says that while she's looking down at the tea as well, and then as soon as she says it, her eyes dart up to look at you without moving her head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to gauge your reaction.
I think like she goes from that maybe that almost kind of weird sinistery smile to like a momentary like relaxed genuine smile, but then kind of back into her like back in the moment sort of, I guess, putting on her mask without putting on a mask. If that makes sense.
It doesn't, but it's okay. We're here. Not a lot of my RPs make sense, so.
They wouldn't be fun if they did.
Right. So I think she stops playing with like her cup, Cynthia that is, and she looks up and she says, "You're not here by accident." And then the old woman turns round and she looks at you like as if shock, and then looks at you, like looks to the table between the two of you like, wait, what? She's not. And then she looks directly at you, Thea. And she says, "See, I told you were meant to be here."
And I think Thea would just kind of smile quite a bit and just say, "Oh, are you talking to the forest then?"
And you're saying this to Thea, or to Cynthia even, or the...
To Cynthia. I'm saying it to Cynthia, but I'm probably looking at the old woman.
And the old woman just like kind of turns away and just starts muttering, "Talk to the forest when I want to talk to the forest. Forest talks to me when it wants to talk to me." She like sits the kettle back over near the fire but not on the fire. And Cynthia just looks at, like, watches her like smiling, you know, and she says, "The forest speaks to those who listen. Like all old things, they hold memory." Quite wise. She's staring at you, like, again, her eyes definitely seem to just be kind of like drinking in every like tiny action you're maybe not even aware you're making.
Yes, like the micro expressions and like all the so I think she would Yeah, I think when she like talks about how like they hold memories and stuff, I think there's almost like maybe even a subconscious like disgusted kind of the
Mm.
look, um, which I mean I assume she probably would pick up on. I don't know, and I think she would just say memories are just that the past, static, ever changing, dull.
There's nothing from your history you would consider exciting? No?
No, it's predictable. Never changes.
So your gift is to see the past with perfect clarity then. She kind of like, very playfully saying that, very flippantly.
And she just, I think Thea gets maybe not angry. Angry is not the right word. More heated, perhaps. I think she would just say, "Why waste time on looking what's been? And there's so much unknown that could just happen." And she does like a hand explosion thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the old woman throws like, I don't know, like a half onion or something at you as you do that, and she yelps.
Can I catch it?
Sure. Give me a dex save, and we'll just say a 12 or higher, right? Boom. So you catch that, and the old woman like yelps across the room as she like sharply turns around. She goes, "Don't go waving your hands around here. Things might happen."
Again.
And take a bite out of the onion, the half onion, and just start kind of munching on it.
Make a con save.
A solitary tear reminds you of Haranan. Anyway.
Or is it the onions?
Or maybe it's the onions. And yeah.
I think she would just say, "Where?" I was about to ask about Haranan because you said that. So I might as well actually. And she'd look at Cynthia and goes, where is he, Haranan?"
He really has captured you, hasn't he? She kind of like smirks. Like a friend would tease you about fancying somebody.
He's interesting.
She smiles in that kind of, oh really? kind of way.
Interesting is good. Much like Alvin, he is interesting. Therefore, he is good.
And I think Cynthia just kind of like nods and starts like circling the teacup again. And then she says, "I must say, this isn't easy for me, nor will it be easy for." She kind of like motions, like just tilts her head to the side, like in the direction of the older lady.
I think Thea leans in quite a bit, like
Yeah, and
maybe like leaning on the table in kind of anticipation for what might be said.
I think the old woman just like tuts really loudly and then like kind of like nudges the back of Cynthia's shoulder really kind of hard, like, "Well, go on then, just say it." And
finishes off her tea.
The
Takes a bite
out. And then like Cynthia sits there and she says, "You stand out to us because you are of chaos, like us."
I think I was going to say sit back, in her chair, but if she's in a stool, I guess she would kind of sit up.
I mean, you could fall off the stool.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a bit less dramatic. Yeah, so she yeah, she sits up and kind of looks intrigued, and like if she put on her intrigued mask, that's what she would do, but she's not going to.
Mhm.
She said, "Ah." And then she kind of like sniffs the cup, the had the tea in it.
Mhm.
Um, and then like takes like a proper like deep breath this time, like I see. And she crosses her legs, and that moving was me crossing my legs.
Mhm. Mhm.
And brings her hand up to her face and looks Cynthia like dead in the eye and says, "But why am I here?"
I think the old woman kind of like smiles. It's like, see, told you she was bright. And Cynthia just like smiles over her shoulder and then turns back to you and she says, "Because you are the third sister of chaos." And that's where we take our break, everybody. And we come back. So we will be back at 9:10. So what's that? Like 13 or whatever minutes from now. 21:10. I will get us on mute. It is break time, everybody who is in chat.
Cool. I'm gonna go make a coffee because I am falling asleep for some reason.
And I will mute all of us here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, we should be back with some visuals. There we go. Good. Right, so I'm still Ryan, the GM. It is the 8th of July 2020. This game is called The Invasion. It is session 13, part 2. Here are the players.
Hi there, my name is Gregor, and I play a dare who is going through some strange times.
Hi, I'm Scott. I am playing Alvin, thank you, who is a gnome who's currently tinkering away and artificering about.
If I can go jump back right to Adair and he can tell us who he is and what he does as well. For the people that may have joined us and don't know who you play.
Oh, I thought.
So we got
I'm-
Adair going through some changes. I don't know if we got
Yeah.
Janessa
and
though.
Air Genasi.
There we go.
Sorry, I forgot my race.
It's okay.
I also play Air Genasi.
There we go.
Hi, I am Callum M, and I'm playing Cognac the Barbarian, who I say is a grumpy old man.
But the rules say
He's a grumpy old turtle. Man.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Man, I feel like a turtle.
Good evening, my name is Alexander, and tonight I'll be playing Fleabite the Skaven, who's still pretty terrible at everything.
Wow.
Hi there.
Sorry,
I am
that-
Callum B. And I am playing Thea, the priestess of chaos. Oh,
I mean, as we just found out, technically you're playing one of 3 of them.
I am playing 1/3 of Thea, the priestess of chaos.
Do I tell the people at home what race you are, or any more details at all other than
Well,
just?
No, because I'm a Kalish. Yes, I'm a Kalish Tar. That's right, not
Yeah.
a Kasathan.
Yes, correct.
See, the problem is because I've like messed it up once and like I start overthinking it every time. So, apologies. Yes, I'm a Kalish Tar.
Priestess of Chaos. That was fine.
Priestess of Chaos. I mean that's it.
Good.
I'd say I have a dream, but I can't. So
Yeah, you don't dream. And whatever's happening in the background of Scott's life.
Oh, sorry.
I love the
I
image
thought-
of
I
Thea
thought I'd
as
have
like
you-
a 14-year-old going, "I can dream." It's like, no, you can't.
Oh.
Don't lie.
It's only yourself you're lying to.
But yeah, I think
And me.
while we're back, I think we go back to the only conscious person, I think, right? Really? That is not in some weird cabin in the woods. That is a deer.
Yellow.
So there's a knock at the front door, a very kind of like gentle tapping at the front door. You probably only hear because you're actually like still on watch, right?
Oh, should I maybe cover stuff? No, it's okay. I go to door. I open the door. No, who is there?
It's me, Haradin.
Oh, it's Haran. Hello, Haranin. And I will open the door to him.
Hi.
Hello, friend. How are you?
I'm okay.
Where is nice jacket? I've not seen for a while.
Oh, he looks down, and maybe just realizing like he's not even looked at what he's wearing. And he looks up and he says, "Have you seen Thea?"
When? Today? Da.
I think he like scratches the back of his head and looks up like he doesn't even know what time it actually is. And then he's like, I was with her earlier and then no.
I was with you earlier as well.
Yeah. You were with me earlier and are you guys moving? And he kinda like looks past you.
We are just rearranging furniture and make more comfortable.
Oh, okay. Is I know it's late, but is Thea in? Is she asleep? Is she okay?
Nate, she was
Oh.
with you.
Oh, oh.
Why? What is wrong? She was with. What have you done to Arthea?
It kind of looks like really uncomfortable when you say that, right? Like, what have you done to Arthur? And they like a half step back, and he looks at you, and he's like, "No, no, no, no!" And his hands come up defensively. He's like,
I'll be stepping towards him as well, just
and he's like,
aggressively, like.
and he's like, "No, no, 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 no! I like,
Where is Thea?
I don't
tell me now."
I mean, I feel like I just asked you where she is 2 moments ago, and now you're asking me where she is, and I don't really understand what's going on.
Nate, I will grab him by the scruff of his collar and pull him inside.
Yeah.
And shout to the others to wake up. There is problem with Thea's boy.
Yeah, who wakes up?
Has it been 8 hours?
No, of course it's not been 8 hours.
No. It's been about 2.
You're lucky if it's been 2. The day isn't over yet, boy.
Yeah, I definitely don't wake up.
Cognac could probably
Out for the count.
probably rouse a wee bit, emerge from his shell like half
nice.
away, and then he would eye up Haran and go, "Oh, hello," and then I'd just retreat gracefully back in, cloak billowing.
Cognac, no, do not go into shell. There is
So what?
problem.
Wait. Let's go back a bit. Sorry. So you're sleeping in the living room and not in one of the rooms?
No, I have a shell.
Also,
Okay.
there's nothing left in
And
the
I have a
rooms.
cloak. The cloak can cover me like a blanket, and it billows when enemies are near.
I see. I think that's
I'm
true.
pretty sure we
I feel like
gathered all
that's
the
something
bedding.
you can wholeheartedly believe.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, besides whatever Maggie's trying to make up for his character, what about Fleabite, who is in the corner of the living room, as per last described?
Yeah, that would probably wake Fleabite up.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, use all, everybody who attends to this particular interaction sees Adair manhandling a half asleep, mostly terrified looking Haranen.
Yes, do we eat now?
No, we do not eat now. We need to find Thea. He has done something to her.
Like Haranen's just like literally got his hands like between you and him as best he can, and he just keeps saying, no, I haven't done anything to her, I don't know where she is. Like just constantly like
We leave her with you. You were responsibles. Where is she?
And then he just starts like, again, he's still just rambling, like, you know, defensively. And like during all of his ramblings, you hear the phrases something like, you know, she's her own woman, I don't control her, blah blah blah. You know, I'm not responsible for her. But in amongst, please don't
leave
eat
her
me.
with you. Quick, Fleabite, get little tiny sticks. We put under fingernails till he tells us.
Oh god. And like Haran just like kind of like half turns as best he can to look at you, Fleabite, and just starts shaking his head like, no, like I just want to find her. What if she's not okay? And use her.
I think Fleabite would like dash action, and like jump onto his shoulder.
Whose shoulder?
Haran's.
Haran's. Right. Okay. Cool. And yeah, like it's. I mean, it's rickety, right? Like, yeah. I feel like mostly you're being held up by Adair holding on to Haranen, hold it like as you stand on him.
Ryan, you may want to double check my stats for that one.
No, I definitely don't, because I know where this is going. To the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Fleabite would just like have his like snout, really up in his grill, giving a good smell of like his face.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like he's visibly
Crazy
uncomfortable.
eyes.
And let's see. let's see what happens to Haranen. Yeah, he passes out.
Oh, damn it. I thought that was going to happen.
The thing is, I was going to just say it was going to happen, and I figured it was, worth rolling for, right?
A 1 in 20 chance he didn't.
Yeah. Well, mostly it was can I get like a standard save? No, he can't. So yes,
He had inspiration.
I mean, yeah, if only he had it, but he didn't. So anyway, he those triumph points going to waste. But yes,
Lee Beat, I suspect we might have jumped on Gun. He
and Haranen.
looked to have faint. He looked to have faint. Maybe he's not the one to do things to him. Should we try and re-wake? Do you have smelly thing other than yourself to wake him up?
I think Fleabite would sort of eyes narrow, and to Fleabite, he has no idea of like what the ammonia salts to wake people up. So when you say like smelly thing, he's just like, oh, you want me to give him something to snort. And yeah, for sure he does.
Twitch rules apply.
Not that I would recommend anyone in real life do this.
So
This is Jackass.
so yeah, what is Fleabite actually going to do here?
I guess you'd pull out like one of the tea leaves and like scrunch it up and put it onto his nose.
Okay, so you could jam tea leaf up poor unconscious Haranen's nose. Yeah. Just want to make sure this
I
is
mean,
exact-
he wouldn't be trying to jam it up, but sometimes, he wasn't exactly being careful, so it may have...
Roll medicine.
Oh, no.
Mostly because when is Fleabite ever going to roll this, right? I may as
Can
well.
I give him
No!
advantages in there?
You're holding him
Ah!
up!
I mean, I'm surprised. Medicine is actually not my worst skill.
I'm surprised, to be honest. Yeah, so you apply the smelly things as best as a nurse Fleabite feels, and
Does he have an apron?
and like the little hat with the big red cross on it.
Yep.
And that's a terrifying image. But anyway, you do that. But like, yeah, like the guy's KO'd. He is just dead weight in your like arms at the moment, and they're mostly also
Well,
worse because Fleabite is also in your arms.
Cramming.
Can I make a personal recommendation? Just add him to the pile of stuff that doesn't have value.
Wow.
You are so
That was savage.
Subconsciously, Adair puts Haranen down on the pile of disregarded stuff.
Oh my god, that's so harsh. Poor Haranen, he is lovely.
He's been
I
harassed.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
So mean.
Is there anything that
I would
Cognac
then-
is gonna actually like participate in though in the scene, or is it just gonna?
I'd say it entirely depended on how loud these guys were.
They're probably
if
being
they
very
were-
loud.
I'm being very loud. I'm now trying to get Cognac back out of shell, even. Like, Cognac, I think we might have broken Haranen.
Haranen.
I just wanted to sleep.
There's time for sleep when dead.
You make a fair point, but
That.
fair is not always fine. Anyway, yeah. Well, what's the matter? I sort of survey the room.
As I'm just holding him between my arms.
Like, yeah, he's holding an unconscious Haranen with Fleabite precariously between the two, jamming leaves up his nose.
Oh, are you sure those leaves go there? I don't know much, but I feel like those leaves are meant for pots and not thoughts. Oh!
No, in the bin with you. So just in the bin. That's all I've got. I'm done. I'm gonna quit. It was a good game, you know. The invasion, everybody's fucked.
Mute me.
What happened? My thing completely cut out. I lost the last 30 seconds of the conversation.
So we had
I've come back.
we had Mangi, not even Cognac, Mangi, telling the world that the tea leaves were for pots, not for thoughts. And I went, oh, is exactly what you've missed. So
Okay.
we have a very awake turtle man now.
I think I'd definitely be a bit worried. Cognac, it is, and he'd maybe give him like a wee light slap on the face. You know, when someone's non-responsive and just trying to get something from them.
Yeah.
And with my supposable thumbs.
Your supposable thumbs, yep. Mm-hmm.
I'd
equip
try
them.
and up his eyelids and stuff. See if he was like responsive to anything, any movement or things.
So we've got the image of the Air Genasi guy turning Russian, screaming at Haranen, while the 4-foot rat Skaven from another universe jams mysterious tea leaves that were given to him by a witch who was once 2 people up the guy's nose, and then the turtle man walks up and slaps him.
Can I have medicine?
So,
Can I have medicine?
can I just say, this would be the best time for Alvin's little toy dragon to just pop by on the floor.
I
Yeah.
mean, at this point, do we even want him to wake up?
Like the little kind of yapping dog thing that like walks so many steps and backflips. Yeah. So you is your
I'd like to
medicine
do a
check
medicine.
to do what? What would you like the
Just to
outcome
see
of this
what-
medicine check to be?
That Haranen is not seriously harmed and that he's simply passed out.
Yeah,
He's-
go for it. He's dead.
Oh!
Wait.
What have you guys done?
Right.
I paid for this man to have the day off and he's died. How am I supposed to tell the waitress at that bar? Ah!
Fleabite, quick, go into back garden and start digging big hole.
No.
Fleabite refers you to the big hole in the corner he has been digging. Oh dear.
I have a water
I
skin.
take-
Yes.
Can I empty this upon him? So that the
Sure.
jolt might wake him.
Sure. Why not?
Is there an action I should do for that? Or-
What,
Sure,
pouring
roll
water onto
something.
his face?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, what's the disrespect?
Where's that stat for water pouring? Survival?
Nope, it's just pouring water over him, so yeah, you can just pour water over him, but like he remains unconscious. There's some weird smelling water now because the leaves
You
and
just
the
made
water.
tea in his nose.
Well, if nothing else, we've made brew.
Cognac, he was saying that he was with Thea and then Thea gone, but then when I'm asking him nicely, he faint.
I remember dreaming of you yelling. Were you nice?
Of course, I'm always nice. I never yell. What do you mean?
Oh, right you are. I just hold my breath for
An
a
hour.
wee while. Yeah. Whilst I think of something.
Should we all hold breath? Fleabait, hold breath too.
Do you get any reactions from Fleabite during any of this?
I think he would look back at his at the leaves he's trying to like administer, and try and scrunch them up a bit, and try and I guess like try and take a big inhale of breath while smelling them as well.
So like more leaves from your pot of leaves, you're wanting to just inhale more? As opposed to the ones that have been like washed out of this guy's nose.
I mean, waste not, want not.
Okay. Yeah. So you can just like inhale them if you want, yeah. Just like tingle to your nose, like when you end up, trying to drink some fizzy juice and it goes up your nose. So
I try and like hold my breath, doing like with that big breath.
yeah, and it's mostly just the tingly nose feeling that you're left with for a bit, as if you're desperate to sneeze. And yeah, like, where are you guys going with this? I think it's like, I feel like I maybe need a new like channel points option for people to pay for, which is just what the fuck, right? Just hit that for us to look at what we're doing and be like, what is actually going on?
We killed Thea's boyfriend. I think that's what's going on.
Nate, he's merely passed out.
I've perceived him as dead and told everyone, and then panicked, and everyone's going along with it.
Oh wait, I thought he actually was.
No, I just
No.
perceived him because I checked, and it was like 1. So I
Alvin,
thought he was dead.
Yes, I thought you
are you still KO'd to the world upstairs, Alvin? Or
Have I finished my long rest?
No.
No.
Then I am still KO'd to the world.
Okay, cool.
I will put Haranan down while these two are holding their breath.
Whoa.
Guys, I don't mean to be morose, but we have a journey tomorrow. Should we use these non-valuables to create a pyre? Send him off wisely, like the king he was.
Wait, but we need to be finding Thea first. We cannot be... And we need these things for travel monies. We cannot be burning.
The non-valuables. We won't waste the precious stuff on him.
Well, I was thinking maybe if we leave him here, they think he was part of group to steal. That way, we do not get blame. We put some stuff under his arms. He passed out while stealing. He died from the weight and exhaustion. It was clearly him who did the steal.
You're a horrible person, Adair. I was just gonna say this now. The house says to you.
I do have some moral misgivings about that, but we did just kill a man. So.
Wait, you wait here. I go upstairs and I will wake up the Alvin. He is wise. He will help with this
And
situation.
he can heal people as well.
Oh, that is right. He can heal.
But he
Why
can
did we
also
not
make
think
big
of this?
fires.
Wait.
It's
Is Varanan studying anything before we ask?
I don't think he qualifies as a student now. Alvin would accidentally kill 10 of them.
I mean,
So I
Knight's
run
still young.
upstairs. I get Alvin. I wake him up.
Do you?
Yes,
I take nettles and put in nose.
so Adair, you run up the stairs then, right? Like the gust of wind you are, and
Yes.
yeah, like you find Alvin's room. Have at thee.
Alvin, quick! There is a big problem downstairs. You must come. We need you to save someone's life.
Have I finished my long rest yet?
No, but you can probably hear the Russian man shouting at you.
Nope, I'm fast asleep.
Probably not. Sorry, buddy.
Challenge accepted.
I will briefly wake up.
Alvin, quick! Come! You must come now.
I just look at him and I reach into my bag, pull out a spanner, and chuck it at Adair, and go.
Now let's rewind a bit. Keep in mind that could be Thea he's talking about. Would Alvin be like, don't care, if it was somebody he actually cared about?
Alvin needs sleep.
I mean, I'm fully aware Alvin needs sleep, but would Alvin, think that? That's all I'm asking you to think as,
Okay, right. I will.
It's okay. I'm going to steal his bag.
I will. Good luck, mate. There's nothing in it. Okay, rewind a bit. I wake up, kind of groggy, roll over. Just like a big yawn.
What?
Like,
I know it's in
quite like
character,
that.
but yeah.
Quite literally, yep. And just kind of like roll out of bed, but still with a blanket around me. I will just start kind of like go up to Dare and just be like, coffee. And then just kind of stomp down the steps. And I guess I'll come down. I'm guessing I see all the gang round about Haranen.
Mm-hmm.
Cognac begins singing a funeral song. By water, wood, and hill, by the reed and willow, by fire, sun, and moon.
Please don't demonetize me to the Tolkien Enterprise. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I'll walk up to Haranen and I guess I'll need to do a medicine check, yeah?
To do what? Just to see what's happening?
To assess his
Sure, yeah, go for it.
vitality.
Give me a roll.
Oh God! Another nat one and he's dead.
So, he's somebody's poured water over him after having shoved leaves up his nose. And this all looks like it's happened after he passed out.
Is he still breathing?
I mean, he's an unconscious man that's wet with tea leaves on his face. He is not dead.
Okay. I'll reach down, brush the tea leaves off his face, put my
Things you'd never think you'd ever have to say in life, right?
yeah. Check for a heartbeat. Did I hear one? There's a.
I mean, like everything at 13.
Yeah.
Like you've got signs of life, buddy.
Yeah. Aye. So his vitals are showing, and then I'll just kind
His
of
signs are vital.
yeah. I'll just kind of like
Stand
stand back up and be like, yeah, he's fine. He's alive. Just stop pouring tea and water on his face.
But we need him to be awake to tell us what has happened to the Thea. He is
He's
the only
not
one
dead.
who knows.
And you think the best place for that is on the floor?
Where else are we going to put him? He only come into a room and then he faint.
Mysterious.
I'll be like,
You
look
lying
around,
bastard.
and I'll just be like, kind of like now that I'm waking up, I'll just be like, well, I'm not going to carry him. Let's get him to a room. He needs a bed.
Also, you're a little gnome. How are you supposed to carry him?
Exactly. And I just kind of like, obviously looking at the giant turtle man that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Fleabag.
Fleabag licks his lips.
I look back at
The Star Wars nods everywhere.
Yeah. I begrudgingly, after seeing Fleabag lick his lips, basically hulk him over my shoulder.
Mhm.
Cloak below
Yes,
me.
because that's the safest thing to do with an unconscious person.
I thought he was dead until now.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, up the stair with you, into bed. Not mine.
Ilvin, do you know of way we can wake him up so as we know what happened to the Thea? He is the only one who's seen her.
I'll like rub my chin, just be like, I've seen this condition before. I think I know a way to fix it.
We tried tea in nose, did not work.
That's because he's not a kettle. Silly man. And then
It was not me, it was Fleabag to try.
Otherworldly
why
mystery.
am I not surprised? And I just kind of like chase up the stairs after Cognac.
Blue winting asphalt.
I asked for smelly things, it's true, but I did not say to stick the leaves up nose.
Do you smell good?
You certainly seem to be enjoying the ones that were just in his nose.
Probably has one stuck out of like Fleabag's nose as it is. So yeah, you take Haranen upstairs. Yup.
Yep, so we'll just kind of examine him on the bed and then be like, like, almost like clambering on the bed so that I can like get right up at face level with him. And like,
I think I've seen this movie. Yeah, carry on.
I
And
would
then-
also like to examine him just to see if I can find anything on his person that might point towards Thea, of course.
Then I will just start like fish slapping him back and forth with my hand. It's like, wake up, 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 wake up.
I put my supposable thumbs on Alvin's shoulder and say, I tried that one.
Roll medicine with disadvantage, Alvin.
I'm going to use my inspiration to make it become a normal roll
Okay.
because I am dedicated, because I am confident that this will work. And obviously, it doesn't.
Oh, God.
So, I think eventually, like, he just, like, you know, wakes up and then, like, starts flailing his hands at you as you're flailing your hands at him, and there's this weird slapstick kind of moment happening. As he's like, stop trying to kill me! As Haranan
be
wakes
like,
up.
I'm trying to make you better. And continue to slap at him.
And he's like still trying to like defensive arms waving, flailing everywhere, and then he's looking at you and he's like, please stop! Also, why do I smell of tea? And why am I wet?
Blame the rat for that one.
Oh god, why am I wet? As he looks
You
at
had strange dream.
And I'll be like,
Silence is the best answer, I say with a look of fake wisdom on my face.
Well, did I find anything on him before he woke up?
like, no.
Oh,
He has nothing. He's like a random stable hand that occasionally works in a Witherspoons of this world. Right? Like this poor stable
never
boy.
know.
Definitely
I think-
unstable.
I think-
You don't know.
He used to have dignity before he walked into that.
maybe
yeah.
he has dignitas.
Oh wow.
Quick,
So yeah.
Before you close eyes again, where is Thea? What happened?
Why would I close my eyes again? Why did you attack me?
I did not attack you.
And he's kind of just looking at, like you and Fleabag.
I brought you into house. You then fall on floor. It's strange.
And he kind of looks over to Alvin, and he kind of like clutches at like you know whatever it is you're wearing when you go to sleep. He kind of clutches at like your chest, and he's like, Alvin, I don't know where Thea is. Like, we were talking, and then next minute I wake up and I'm home.
I'll be like, first of all, not your home. Second of all,
He shakes his head. No, not here. This is their fault. And he kind of like gestures vaguely to like the three fucking stooges over there.
I would like to say I was not involved when he was conscious.
But you
just
are
kinda-
standing near them just now for his hand wave, and then
I'll just kind of look
and he
right
says,
to them.
he's like, no. Like earlier when I was here, and then me and Thea left, and then I don't know. I just woke up at home and Thea wasn't there, but I don't remember going home, and I don't know where she is, Alvin. And he looks like very concerned.
And I'll just be like, well, where did you last see her?
And I think he just sighs really loudly because he has literally just said that. And then he kind of like pushes you back a bit so you can sit up properly in the bed. And then he just gets up and goes, I have to go find her. Please just get out of my way. And then like, you know, barges
Wait,
past people.
w-
Well,
we need
I,
to do.
I kick him in the shin as he walks by, and I'll be like, not so quick.
No, like you can't.
All right.
It's like, how could you? You're on the bed. He has got off the bed. You just gotta like fucking dive bomb him off the bed.
Yeah.
Cognac, block door. Do not let him go. We need to get together and fan out and search area she last seen in.
And then I think
This
it's just
is
Haranan
wrong.
just like screams at you. You're wasting time. What if she's hurt?
But if we run out there without knowing where to look, we will never find. City is big.
Alvin just storms by them all and just be like, well, I'm going to the library. That's the easy one.
The thing is, though, like if MD is able to get by, he's already gone. Put it that way.
Okay.
Ilvin, library is closed at this time of night, no?
I just look at him. I'm like, you're not Jezebel. Library will be open. I need it open. It'll be open.
But how
Why
will
not?
library help us find Thea?
book that knows everything. How will that help us find the?
You think it knows everything
And
of
then,
what
like-
is happening now?
And I just kind of keep walking, and I'm like out at earshot by now and out the door.
So you're not getting changed or anything, you just head out in your pyjamas.
In his nightgown.
Yep.
Did anybody else imagine with one of those little kind of hats, the sleeping
Oh
hats?
yeah. And the
mhm.
candle. And the
Yeah.
candle. Just the whole
Yeah.
thing.
And I think you've got when you get out to the front kind of porch of the villa, you see Haranan kind of like crouched down at the path, like near the bottom of the garden that leads out to the town, and he's clearly standing where we, the viewer, know him and Thea were last standing, right? And he's like scratching his head and looking around and trying to work out, like, he's clearly not a tracker, right? So he's doing the best he can with his eyes at what is probably midnight right now. So and yes, that's exactly what I imagine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's doing what he can at the best. Do you say anything to him, or do you march past him?
And just be like, so where do you think of looking then?
When I woke up at home and she wasn't there. I don't know why she'd be there, but like I just came straight back here.
Well, she's not here. You're welcome to accompany me to the library to get some answers.
I don't think she'll get the library. Why would she go to the library? You know.
And I just kind of giggle and I was like, yeah, she's not going to be there. But there's a device that will help us find her.
He says, I think I have one of those too. And he says, if you go to the library, I'm going to go and get a horse and go looking for her. I'll come back in the morning, and if I don't, and he just runs off, like muttering, because he doesn't know what to say. So he just runs off.
I'll just start kind of like chasing down and go, wait, what's this device you have? Wait, what's this device you have? Device?
Yeah, like not realising it's clearly a horse, but yeah, like totally not clicking to Alvin's little no mind, being like, oh my god, Haran has some cool device for finding people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he runs off to go to that, and you do you want to head to the library? Yeah.
Well, I like the idea that I'm running after him, but obviously he's going to be a lot faster, and eventually I'll just trip up.
He's 100% bolts away. Yeah.
He's like sonicking away. Yeah, and I just kind of like trip up and fall and be like, yeah, book's better anyway. And I just turn around and just like start marching towards the library.
Yeah, cool. What about the other people of the house?
I would have liked to say I came down the stairs just after Alvin to hear this conversation.
No, it's too far away from the villa. You'd have to have completely left the villa and went up to them, but like, yeah, they both bolted out.
Oh yeah, no, all right, because they ran out. All right.
Yeah.
I would like to try and track Alvin's. No, I know where he's going.
I was going to say,
to the library,
you could easily just like I don't have an issue with you timing it so you come out and see Alvin like pick himself up off the ground, and books are better. I think there's an issue with you being able to see him. Yeah, you could just go with him to the library.
Yeah. Okay. Once he picks himself up, I'll be right next to him and just be like, if you're thinking the library is best, then I will go with you to the library.
And I'll be like, after last time? Okay. And I'll just kind of have a giggle to myself and just start going towards a library.
What's Cognag and Fleabite up to inside the house?
I am looking at this now empty bed. And I get on the bed and hopefully don't break it.
Yeah, I think you're good, buddy. Yeah. He just goes to bed. What is Fleabite doing in all this?
I mean, I think struggling to separate Fleabite and Alexander. Alexander wants Fleabite to have a long rest, but I think Fleabite would probably stick near Cognac. Maybe just go into the room that Cognac's asleep in, or sleeping in, in the corner, scratched up a little, and try and get back to sleep.
Okay, I just want to confirm, just for the meta story, that you are both aware Thea could be in danger, and you don't care. That's all I need to confirm
to bed.
in the meta. Yes, cool. Thea, These are your teammates. I'm so sorry.
Look what I have to work with. Ugh.
I'm trying.
Ugh.
It's just I'm not very good at this kind of stuff.
Literally, the one that could search the city the fastest is like, I mean, if the turtle's sleeping, I'll sleep. I love that.
I'm a grumpy old man and I need my sleep. An old turtle man.
Yeah, you are an actual old turtle man. Like, that does make sense that you'd maybe need sleep, but at the same time, I just love the idea that Fleabite's like, pale boat thing is crap, so I'll sleep. Not to play Fleabite. But then, yes, so, anyway, you just curl up, sleep. We have the other two running off to the library. Haranen, like, power bolting towards some form of horse device. And I think we just fade back to the cabin in the woods with the three women. For Thea's reaction to, you know,
I think
you're the third sister of chaos.
I think she looks between, you know, she seems to be doing this a lot, Cynthia and the old lady. And I think her first reaction is, and you're the other two? Raised eyebrow.
I think, like, Cynthia just smiles and, like, looks to the old woman as she, like, lifts her teacup up to her mouth and starts sipping, and the old woman just turns around and, like, you know, as if biting her gums, and then just, like, looks at you and is like, well, who else would we be? You know, there's three of us, 1, 2, and 3, you know? Maybe she's not so bright. She starts shaking her head like a disappointed grandmother.
Are the teeth mandatory?
Keith? And then they both look at each other and look at you.
And she does like a ridiculous, like huge smile and points at her teeth. I wish I had a gem on me to hold it up and put it on my teeth, but I don't. So.
And I think they both kind of laugh, and Cynthia says, "If you want to do anything with your teeth, they are yours. We don't need them." Like, shaking their head confused.
She kind of just raises an eyebrow, looks at them and goes, okay. So, we three are the Sisters of Chaos. And I am meant to be here to meet my siblings, as it were.
Thea does that thing where she's, like, looking up and then, like, nodding her head side to side quickly, like, trying to work it out as if she's adding up sums. It's like,
Sorry, who's doing that? Because
Cynthia.
Cynthia, okay. I heard Thea and I was like, wait, hold on.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
And,
Is the old woman's name Centaur? Because that make me very happy.
No. And,
Does she look like a centaur?
yes,
No.
weirdly, nobody's ever asked this. But she's actually half centaur. Not a centaur, half centaur.
Wait, it's a half.
Which half?
So satyr?
I don't even want to go into half centaur because I don't know what it means anymore.
Is it a bisection down the middle, or
No, one of her legs is 2 horse legs.
Okay,
this is the what the fuck time to spend that channel points on, right? Like, where have we gone? Anyway, back in the actual room. So, they kind of, like, look at each other, and Cynthia says, "You seem disturbed by this. Things have a way of falling into the river, and they all end up out to sea." She, like, gestures widely with her hand over the table.
I think Thea's eyes follow like the hand like intently as maybe as she's saying the word sea.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of like
And, like, Cynthia's then just kind of, like, waiting to almost let you try and get your bearings a bit, you know.
Mhm. I think maybe she does, like, Thea does have that sort of feeling of, like the first time you go like out on a boat on a rough day,
Sure, we all know that feeling,
like or I suppose everyone can imagine what that feeling is, if they don't.
Wobbly.
Yeah, so like very like, although she's sitting on a stool, like very unsure of her footing, and like this is this is yeah, this is very, very odd for her, and she's like just trying to kind of process her thoughts. Um, and she just looks at Cynthia and says, "I am the sea." Stands up and like, I was gonna say pick up her things, but she didn't drop any things off, and just kind of like turns around and heads towards the door.
And then I think Cynthia. No, I think Cynthia just watches you, right? And the old woman's kind of like standing there, like slowly working her way back to the kettle. I think Cynthia just waits to see what you do.
Yeah, she opens the door, kind of looks over her shoulder, and says,
Obviously, the big draft comes in because it is cold outside.
"Yeah, the tea was nice. Thank you." And walks on out.
Sure, yeah.
I'm pretty she has a heat spell.
So, when you walk out, where are you going? Like, what's the plan? What's going through Thea's mind as she tries to leave the cabin in the woods?
What Thea's mind? What in her mind? What's her ideal situation is for the universe to sort of disappear for a second, so she can scream into the void.
I can give you a bag with the void in it if you want, so you can just hold it up to your mouth and just scream into it.
Yeah, please. So she screams into the void. Mentally screams into the void. And I think maybe she does like that like as she kind of gets like the gate, like at the end of the thingy, and then she looks back towards the house, kind of realizing how cold it really is, and kind of looks around to see what's around her. Maybe as like the chilly wind sort of like goes right through her. I don't think she's appropriately dressed for the wind, to be honest.
No, probably not.
No.
And yeah, so you've maybe got like, you're maybe at the bottom of the garden. There's like you've passed the stone well that you got the water from earlier, and you're maybe out on what would I guess be called the road, but it's hard to tell because it's mostly just the woods you're in. And you look back and you see like the glow from the fire from inside, from like the light from the windows, sorry, of the little kind of cottage.
Okay. And I assume like in every direction, like you look other than towards the house, it's all just like gets darker and darker, and
Just dingy forest, yeah. Like, you know.
yeah,
but,
there's no clear like, oh, there might be something this way, that way. It's just like
no, it's mostly just wandering
never-ending
into
forest.
Yeah, wandering into forest, yeah.
Cool. I think she turns around, looks back at the house, kind of sighs, rubs her eyes a bit, and just heads back towards the cottage. I think get like that sort of like, I've gone out to get here, essentially. And then I think she does that. Maybe stands at the door for quite a while before going in.
No, like before you even get into the garden, like you stand there, you rub your eyes, like in the kind of clearing, if you will, outside the garden or the grounds of the cottage, and you hear someone approach. So you look back at the cottage and you think, maybe this is like in your moments of like mental clarity, you sit and think, it is warmer in there. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what kind of goes through your mind. And then you hear the voice from behind you say, "You have wandered quite far from the city, Thea."
And he kind of stands up and goes, "Ah," and kind of like a more kind of upright sort of. I'm showing off my
Posture?
posture. Yeah, like
My
you know, like
ankles,
my good she's not noble, but if she was, it'd be like I'm showing off my noble upbringing. Oh, and turns around and does like a sarcastic, like not sarcastic, but a snarky sort of bow, and says, "Ah, I seem to be wandering and finding all the hidden gems of the land."
And then, obviously, you turn around, you see the much predicted king himself standing there.
It'd been really awkward if it wasn't. I'm not gonna lie.
It's Haranan's dad being like, have you seen Haranan? I know he liked you, but... So it's not Haranan's dad. It is, in fact, Rictor, the king. And
Yes.
he turns up and he says, "Why have you wandered so far?"
I was invited in for tea.
"To the woods." He raises an eyebrow above his glowing white eyes that are like, they're like on a proper cold night, and you look up and the only thing you can see is the moon. Like, that is the level of brightness his eyes are right now in the dark woods.
Okay. Now, am I able to somehow, like, see that the house in the garden is still there without going, "I was in the house," looking over my shoulder?
Why don't you turn round and gesture to the house you were just in, the little cottage?
Because what's going to happen? What happens if it's not there? Is Thea's going to look like a tool?
But does Thea have any reason to believe it's not going to be there? Beyond that you're in a Ryan game.
Well, because he said to the forest, and like as far as she's concerned, well, I was invited in for tea. That would suggest this flipping house behind me. So I guess she would maybe look over her shoulder as if she was looking to see if there was a something behind her.
I mean, you look over your shoulder and you don't spot anything.
Is the house still there? Is what?
Do you want to turn around and look? Yeah, is that what?
Yeah, like
do?
like turn and look.
Yeah, and no, it's just forest.
God damn it.
Dun dun dun.
I was
Are you unwell?
no, I'm fine. How I seem to have misplaced myself. Where how do I get out?
He narrows his glowing eyes and he stares at you and he says, "How do you get out of where?"
She motions to endless forest.
He stands there and turns on the spot and then points through the trees and he says, "The city of Runestad is through there, but might I suggest returning to the villa this way?" And motions just a couple of meters to the left of you where like energy crackles and a big swirly portal thing appears. It just starts to illuminate both of you in this kind of cyany blue light. And then he says, "It would be safer for you to return directly."
Am I in danger?
The woods are a dangerous place.
I think she looks around and she says,
Maybe there's a wolf howl at that exact moment. off in the distance.
I mean, obviously, of course, there is.
Yeah, I think she says, possibly. But I hear they hold many memories. And then heads towards the portal.
And I think like just as you like go through the portal, you just hear the last words that he says being a safe journey, as like you've kind of stepped through. Like he timed it just so you couldn't reply.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say she would take a second before stepping into the portal as well. But
oh no, he's definitely going to wait.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's going to be mysterious that way. Yeah, but if we play the just for the Discord,
I think maybe as
here,
sorry
the Hagrid reference. Sorry, the Hagrid reference here of should not have said that. Should not have said that.
Yeah. I think like regardless of where the portal, wherever she ends up, I think she'll just like as she's walking through say, yes, and for you, Von Rune.
Yeah. Grr. So
or if she gets trapped in portal space, I don't know. She'll still say that. That's my point.
So I think we then cut over to Alvin and Adair in front of the library building.
That
Doors closed.
Bang on it really loudly.
Yep. Let's assume some time passes.
No
change.
Alvin, I told you, I do not believe is open at night. Who goes to read in nighttime?
And then I just kind of look at him. I'm like, me?
But not in the public library.
I'm just like sitting looking at it, and I'm just like,
When we were here last, did not people say everyone have this book?
Everyone's read the book.
Is that so? Not everyone has this book, because if everyone did, we could go to our house. We could be like, give us book.
As Adair's kind of talking, you just kind of see Alvin shuffle back his feet, like just slowly walking back, but like looking at the door, just walking backwards. Just going, But sorry, what? I mean, book's in there.
We see the Alvin's patience bar drain slowly on his heads-up display.
I'm not thinking it's wise to break in. I mean, I could try.
You know what?
Open
That
door.
is. I just interrupt you right there, and I'm like, you know what? That is a good idea. Goodbye, door. Wabam!
Wait, what?
And I pull out that.
Whatever you do.
Firebolt the door.
Oh, Jesus. There's quieter way to do such things.
Yeah, so you want to shut the door with your...
Is there any runes in the door?
I mean...
Any stats?
I question what he has on him, right? Given that you're out in your pyjamas. Yeah. You know, Alvin?
Yeah.
Damn
it. Okay, wait. I was out with a lamp. I chucked the lamp at the door, and that's what causes the firebolt.
Okay.
Is maybe not good idea to do.
Yeet.
Is this what lampooning is?
It's something, right? It's definitely something. So let me go check Firebolt for you just now. Right, okay, so you don't need an arcane focus for it, so you could just cast it. Yeah. As is. And
I cast that with my arcane focus, so take away that +1.
Yeah. And it just sounds like lamp lasting though, Alexander.
Yeah, I'm seeing more.
Oh dear. And yeah, so obviously the door isn't going to jump out the way or anything, right? But yeah. What is your AC without any armor on?
I need to take my arm off. Oop. It is 12.
So yeah, you hit yourself. Roll damage on yourself.
Lol. 6.
There you go, buddy.
2 seconds. Can you play it out and what would have happened for that?
Yes. So you look at the door, you back up, you look at the lamp, you go and reach for your arcane focus, and you think, damn. And you look at the lamp again, you go, oh. And then you toss the lamp as the thing just like bursts into angry fire. And then it smashes into the big heavy doors of the library. The doors shimmer with like interlocking runes that all like appear as they do. Then like turn red, and some of the sigils switch to being things you recognise, like the things you draw in the air to cast firebolt, and then it volleys it back at you.
I'd just be like, mistakes were made, and you just kind of see me like running away back to the like just away from the kind of fieriness.
Yes, away from the fireness. Yep, Adair, you've watched a gnome set himself on fire.
I mean, is he actually on fire?
I mean, like, insofar as I'm not going to make him burn every turn, but like,
Right.
insofar as what's funny for the scene. Yeah.
Cool. So I kind of watch. I've seen the door glow, so I know it's a magical door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my kind of lock picks will not work on this. So
You have
Yeah.
lockpicks?
yes, I was trying to tell you I have other ways of opening doors before you went and threw fire at it.
Typical.
That would have been such a smarter idea than.
Really? Would it?
I mean,
Tell that to the
the
students back in session 1.
The irony is now without the torch, you can't. You have
Yeah,
no.
there's no light.
Just the light of Alvin.
Let me be
Yeah,
your
we
lamp.
Here.
Glory be him
Here
blessed.
be fire.
Oh dear.
Um,
Can you see in the
So
dark?
with-
Adair? No? Yes?
no.
Ah, okay.
No.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, I have no dark vision. That's the fire genasi.
Right, cool.
Yeah. I can do other things that no one knows of yet.
Okay,
Not
cool.
even myself.
Maybe you should try that.
I see you tried to do the fire and the things, the symbols, they come up. It's like when we were in that waiting area. Remember? Yesterday.
And so it's just like, what? What?
Did you
What?
learn? You did not learn anything about the runes yet, did you? And how to beat them so as we can get through.
Yep. Runes, magic. Richter von Rune made them. Yep. Nope. Don't know how they worked yet. Book wouldn't tell me.
Then I do not think this is best way to try and find our colleague. Maybe we should go back to Villa to see if Thea turned up. Because I think about it, little boy, he is not very smart. He failed. He probably just went left when she went right, and then he thinks he lose her.
I would just be like you know that way, like after like you've just eaten like a really hot chili, and you're just that kind of like heat sweats, and you're just that kind of, I'm just kind of like that. I'm like, yeah, 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 okay, let's do that.
Okay, let us go back to Villa. This is where she has been there since we left. As for Hirojiman, I'm sure he is now somewhere on horseback screaming for her. He will find her if she is out in the streets, whereas we should wait to where she knows she goes. Let's go to Villa, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Where the hell is your accent going? I love it. My
Right?
God. No, obviously.
Kyorojima.
Yeah. Man, it's glorious. Anyway, sorry. Carry on, buddies. Alvin, what were you saying?
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, whew. So just trying to like cool off a bit and was like, yeah, and just like kind of turn around and just start heading back towards the villa.
Poor Haranen, who's run off through the woods to get a horse to go searching God knows where on his own. Yeah, I guess we just have the scene of Thea stepping out of the portal onto the porch of the villa.
Just goes, whatever she said, whatever I said, she said. Yes, you too, Von Rune. And so she steps out onto the porch of the villa and kind of looks around, and kind of sighs, almost out of relief and almost out of disappointment that she didn't explore what madness could have happened. But also kind of that, yeah, that was the situation I did not want to be in. So, yeah, she turns around, back towards where the portal was, or is.
I was gonna say, it definitely was. Like, it's as if you're you're pushed out of the portal into here, and like the portal doesn't like rip open so other people can see you step into existence from here.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess she heads inside to the apartment.
To the villa, yes, the thing that's
the
been
villa,
named
yeah.
everything but a villa by the people that stay here. Yeah.
To the villa.
Yep, and you open the front door that's left open because nobody's ever locked it, and the room is like the living room type area is full of everything in the house.
I think she just like ignore, like, kind of like when you're walking in a daze and just ignore all the oddities in the world.
There's a wet patch on the floor that smells a bit like tea leaves.
And maybe Haranen?
How familiar do the tea leaves smell?
Roll perception. We'll find out how familiar they are.
Where's my thingy?
Look at us rolling dice like mad people.
Perception.
I mean, it smells like, wet tea leaves.
Yeah,
generic,
cool.
generic
then
wet.
she just
No other memory.
ignores it
Mm-hmm.
and just walks through to her trashed room and sits down on the floor.
So keep in mind, rooms aren't necessarily trashed. They've just been emptied of anything that looked valuable.
Yeah, but she went to town in her room with an axe.
Yeah, that was definitely Thea's take on the treat the villa with respect. Yeah.
Yes. So unless that's been sorted, then.
And I think you pass by like an open door where you've got like Cognac KO'd on a bed with Fleabite curled up in the corner.
Mm.
You walk by that to get to your room because that's a better shot than just not seeing that.
Yeah, I think she does that thing where she you'd be like kind of idly wave at someone as you walk past them.
Yeah, like you keep walking past, but you wave to the side. The camera's
Yeah.
looking past you into the door, and they're KO'd.
Mm-hmm. And then
I like
she
to believe
just
that
goes in her room.
we hear like one of them do half of the snore in, another one does the other half of the snore out.
Oh dear. Yeah, and then she just goes in her room, like kind of. I don't think she even like closes any doors or anything. She just kind of like sits down in the middle of the mess that she created.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cross-legged, facing the open door, and like kind of closes her eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all that happens, and you do anything in particular, or just like zoning out?
No, yeah, she's definitely. As much as she said like thinking on like past events and stuff is rubbish and pointless. She's definitely like going over the entire scene, of being like Haranen melting to walking through the portal.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think maybe more time passes in that kind of thought process than you realise. And then
Mm.
we have Adair and Alvin come back. You maybe hear them downstairs.
Yeah, I think she would like open her eyes, stand up, and walk like through. Like once she heard like the just let's face it, disruptive noise of Alvin and her not Haranan. Adair. Probably actually mostly Adair now that I think about it.
I could be your Haradan baby is playing in my head just now.
Be your Haranan baby. I can fix up all your masks. Yeah, she walks through and just kind of stands in the doorway and goes, "Hello."
Ah, you are here. See, I knew we should not have gone to the library, Elvin.
That's feel like. Yep. Okay. Yeah. You win this one.
Dear, it's strange. Your boy, Heirendeman, or Herod, I can never
Haranan, where
remember.
is he?
This is his name. He come looking for you. As he was with you, then he was in home, and then he came here. He then fell asleep for a brief moment, and then he went out to go find you.
So it sent him home.
Who sent
Interesting.
him home?
Thea just shrugs.
These strange timings in this place. I believe we should rest and leave in morning.
Rapidly approaching, guys. I don't know about you, but this day has flown by.
Yeah. I'm gonna do like. I'm just
The
gonna like.
shortest day.
I'm just gonna kind of like look up at Adair and go like, well, she's fine. Haranan's somewhere. I'm going back to bed.
What do you mean somewhere?
Like,
Not here.
Like say, he ran out of here and he go look for you. We do not know where he go look though.
Did he say anything?
Just that he look for you, I believe. Elvin, you were last to talk to him.
he went, and I just kind of like look at kind of where I last spoke, like the general direction of where I last spoke to him. He went off in that way, and just kind of point to where he was bolting off to.
Which is like the path at the
and-
bottom of the villa towards the town, really.
Mhm.
Yeah. that direction.
Thea like walks up to Alvin, like kneels down, puts his hand on his shoulder, and just says, "Come along then."
I'll just be like, Dad.
Can I just say that Alvin? I don't know if you're remembering, but he did actually say in your presence that he would be back by morning.
Yeah, I'll just
yeah,
go
but
like,
he is
yeah.
a rival for Thea's affections. Remember this guy.
Like, Alvin does not care for such things. Fight, yeah, and I'll just go. I mean, he said he'd be back by morning.
Okay. And she stands up and looks at Alvin and just goes and smiles at him and says, "Am I good?"
And I'll be like, you're chaotic, and I'll just give I just smile.
Don't make me hit you with lightning from the sky. Using game terms.
She half smirks at that, and says, "Yes, I'm right.
But
You're good." And then like pats him on the shoulder and then just sits at the front door.
I'll be like, okay, I'm sleepy. Let me go sleep. Off to sleep. And then I'll just kind of stomp up the stairs and go back to bed. And hopefully I can get a long rest.
What about Thea? What's Thea's plan?
He's just going to sit up at the door.
Sorry,
Just at
right?
the front door. Wait till morning. If Haranen's not there by the morning, she's dragging Alvin to take her to Haranen. That's the plan.
I don't know why, but when you said what's Thea doing, I thought you were asking me. I'm like, how the hell would I know?
Alvin, where's Thea? It's like, she's right here. But where is she?
Where is she?
Emotionally.
So, Thea, you're gonna stay up then?
Yeah.
Through the night.
Well, like she might like snooze.
Right. So I'm gonna rephrase this. Okay. Are you going to sleep for your long rest, or are you going to stay up to keep an eye out for Haranen? Remember, I feel like I want to just highlight that Thea was just told by the king the woods are dangerous, and somebody's just off to go get a horse to go ride through the woods looking for you. I don't know how much of
Good
that
point, but she wasn't told she was going through the woods.
But that's because Alvin's a dick.
Yeah, but I know. Do you know what? She'd stay up.
Alvin is sleepy. He is cranky.
This is the issue. I'm getting confused now because I was like, I've definitely had a long rest, but that might have been Zig. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it ain't Thea.
Ain't Thea.
No. None of you have had a long rest. Remember, it's been 7 sessions or something for the one day.
That's right. This is the longest day.
The longest day.
See in universe, can this be the literal shortest day?
Sure, why not? It is now.
Thank you. So yeah, no, she's gonna stay up and wait till morning.
Okay.
But looking out.
I would like a Constitution saving throw, please.
By all means.
Dun 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 dun.
Shaboom!
Nice. Cool. You stave off exhaustion.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's only been a day.
It's only been a day, even though it feels like 20. Wow. Runestad. What a time compression. But anyway, so, you stay up. Yeah, is Adair and Alvin off to bed then? What's Adair up to? You were still awake at least.
Let me think. So Adair has been awake for a day, just like everyone else, but he did get a short rest when Alvin was tinkering. I guess I'm okay to stay awake with Thea.
I mean, yeah, but do you have any other reason to, other than just staying up?
No, I guess I'm a little worried for my... I am worried for Comrade. She is very upset. I do not think she should be alone, because when we are alone, we seem to disappear. Even when we are with other people, we disappear. Is not right.
Yeah, you can stay up then. I need a con save though.
Ooh.
Yeah. At least if one of us disappears, one of us gets to see what happens. Or not. Or wake up in bed.
1 second. Man game mute.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, do you want to mark 1 level of exhaustion for me, Adair?
How do I do? Because I don't think I've ever had to do that.
On your character sheet, I will reveal to you a wonderful new thing.
Oh, where was that? The cog. Okay.
Nope, don't worry about it. That's for me. On
the cog.
Underneath your hit dice, you will now have an exhaustion level thing that shows up.
Oh yes.
So just make that level 1.
1, and the effect
is it's already filled out as soon as you hit 1 and click out of the box.
Oh, so it is.
There you go, buddy. So
hey.
I'll.
I mean, I say, wait, hey, I'm exhausted.
Yes, indeed, but it's because like you have also like stayed up on watch twice now, right? So that's why. But
it's true.
I think what we have then is just used to like. Maybe Thea stands at the door and then just like, ends up sitting on like the back end of the couch or whatever that's back up against the door with all this pile of crap that you sort of amassed from the villa in the middle of the floor. And then eventually just like you walk into the shot and just sit next to her and just wait with her as like, we have that kind of time lapse till morning, everybody else KO'd. Everybody else that isn't Thea and Adair can have the benefits of a long rest. I will look up in the interim whether or not you get anything back if you survived a long rest without sleeping, to see if you guys get a benefit of a long rest. And I think our camera pans all the way out to poor Haranen hurriedly getting a horse ready from the stables. And obviously we know it's Beaver because that's his favourite horse. And he like throws a saddle on the back of Beaver. Beaver obviously is upset about being woke up at this point. And then, you know, he's mumbling like, we have to find her. What if she's in trouble? What if she's got lost? And he shakes his head and he jumps on the back of the big huge horse. The Valyrian stud that it is, and then off he rides into the woods, moonlit and majestic, and probably mostly haphazard and panicked. Right, let's face it, it's Haranen. So
Yeah.
we have just
Haranen.
the beating of like the hooves and the beating of his heart, and all the musical track that we'd obviously have the budget for, and as like he rides through the woods, we just have that lingering shot of Cynthia in the woods with a shawl around her shoulders, kind of just narrow-eyed, lit by moonlight through trees and through branches and stuff, and just staring as like Haranen has rode past really fast through the woods, and she just shakes her head and says, "Distractions," and that's where we end the session. So,
He touches Haranen. Oh my god.
where and what are we naming this session?
Brewing
I
trouble.
like The Longest Day.
I would like Herbal Infusion.
Herbal
Ryan,
Infusion's pretty good.
I'm gonna have to shoot off so I can actually sleep. But yeah, I vote Herbal Infusion or Brewing Trouble or some tea-related pun.
I was going to say hold your breath.
We've also got Wishing You Well is the other one.
Oh yeah.
So
This isn't Tron.
this isn't. I did enjoy This Isn't Tron, but that's not what I'm calling my session. So I'll pop this in our Discord.
I'm just going to scroll through the Twitch chat, see if there's...
Gonna put Wishing You Well as my suggestion for people. Pop in what you wish. If MD in chat is still with us and still awake somehow through all this, well done, and feel free to volley us with suggestions for session names if need be as well.
Poor Haranen.
Poor Haranen is valid.
But yeah, I mean, you could call any session that involves Haranen.
Probably, quite frankly.
I feel bad for him.
All right, guys. Good night, and
Goodbye.
thank you for having me. And I look forward to next week. And thank you, Ryan.
Take it easy, buddy.
See you.
Be safe. Be good.
So, what are we going with? I think so far, Herbal Infusion seems to be winning for me at least on here from the votes.
I'd go with that.
I'll go
Herbal
with that. I
Infusion.
mean, yeah, that's doable.
Yeah.
Herbal Infusion.
I'll
There we
give it a
go.
vote as well. I'll also give a vote to Wishing You Well because I like it.
Okay, we have our session name, Herbal Infusion. Right, now let's have a look at goals, shall we? And we'll see what we achieved. Are we done?
Yep, let's move on. Bonds, it is.
Don't think we got an arcane focus. I don't think we made a mask for Thea. I don't think we've left on our quest to Barris. Don't think we won a significant wager against Adair, and we haven't incorporated Haran into the party.
There's not really been a party.
Yep, so I think that's our goals done for now. Is MD changing their goal?
And no.
No.
Nope, I'm keeping mine.
My goal literally depends on whether or not Haranen comes back in the morning.
This is twice
and I
you've
don't
left
think
him
my
to his own
goal can
devices.
be hope that Haranen comes back in the morning.
Fleabite, any changes to your goal?
No, not this time.
Okay. Yeah, let's review bonds then. Does MD think any of their bonds came up or need to change bonds? Let's start with Adair.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, I'll
but I
move
don't
on then. I'll
believe
come back
so.
to you. Alvin.
Yeah.
For bonds, let's have a little thing.
Okay, Fleabite. Bonds?
I would say the closest mine would be just the general Cognac is safe and I watch his back.
Yeah.
But that's just sort of our general
Yeah.
interactions now, so I don't think it's really super like.
And I don't know if
nothing.
sleeping in the room with him is the same as like guarding him while he sleeps in the room, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I felt
But
safe
maybe, you know-
sleeping in the room with him.
Yeah.
Or something along the lines of, Cognac is a safe place. I might watch his back shell at the detriment to other party members who may be in danger.
I mean, yes.
I think that's his bond with
um,
you more than anything else, though.
Like, Fleabite does care significantly more about Cognac than any other being in this universe.
That's fair, given your histories.
In that he has
Right.
a modicum of care for Cognac, and that is so much more than.
Thea?
Well, I mean, Thea didn't have much interaction with everybody, so I don't think any of the actual bonds from her point of view came up.
Anything changing?
No, I think it still fits that Fleabite's heading for Smack.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
No, yeah, that's all fine.
Adair?
No, everything's absolutely fine for me at the moment, with bonds and goals and everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alvin?
No, I can't really see anything changing for me now.
Okay.
Or that anything really came up.
Yeah, I mean, valid, I would say. I think that is us for goals and bonds then, unless there's any last minute changes or requests, but I don't think there is. Good, moving on. Right, wrap up chat. Let's start with Fleabite.
I did quite enjoy just the image of there holding Haranen, and then just like rat out of nowhere jumps on his shoulder.
Like a
And that-
rat of hell,
he's-
I'll be gone till the tears ran out.
And he just collapses. That I like that,
It's good, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I am glad that we managed to get our rest. And I am very intrigued about where the the witch's story is going. That was cool to listen in on. Although I feel like it would probably end up with just a roasted rat, but
If Fleabite turns up at the cottage next, can I be the third sister? Instead?
chaos, rubbish. I want your teeth.
How does Fleabite get teeth? Yes. Be good. Anything else you like that?
Nope, I think that was all great. As always, thanks for running.
No problem at all, thank you for playing. I'm going to ask you during this as well, did any ideas for our channel points or triumph come up during the game that maybe have came up, and I'll ask you this individually as we go. So Fleabite, any new ideas for what we could use them for audience participation?
I guess I'm struggling to think of how far to take it, because I think something that would be quite fun and would probably be in the reasonably expensive level would be give someone disadvantage.
Okay, right, interesting.
But obviously, I don't want people to make the game not as fun for people. So
Yeah. I'm more inclined to keep it as positive boons rather than
I can understand that. Yeah.
negative things. Yeah, because I don't want it to be too disruptive. I just want it to be like, if you've stuck around for a long time watching, you're going to rack up a bunch of points. So I would like people to actually feel like they're in somewhere being rewarded for like sticking around listening to our nonsense. Hence the points.
For context, I gained about 1,000 points from that session.
It's alright. Alright. You can finally give yourself inspiration.
I am at 3k now, so whoop whoop.
Nice, well done. Nice.
As for reference, I got 12. So I got about 1,000 points during that session. Yeah.
And it can
I
be
am
gained during
close.
any time I'm streaming. which is good, and then you can use them
I
all
am
for the game.
closer to Benjamin.
Get myself wish. That's all I want.
I will say though, I am gonna like any uses of the points out with an actual live game won't matter, quite frankly. So don't accidentally click them if I'm streaming Soma. You know, try and keep it to the live show, as it were. Anything else, Alexander? Or we're all good for Fleabite?
I think that covers Fleabite for now.
Alvin?
Yeah, I had fun today.
It's good.
I liked just the sheer randomness of tea, and like, oh my god, poor Haranen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my, like, we are so bad to that man.
What do you mean?
We are so bad to that man.
No idea what you're about to do.
Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing how his relationship with the party's going to develop.
Yeah, or degrade.
I
Poor
think
boy.
degrade is probably the better term.
Yeah, anything else you'd like to add?
I love you.
Obviously. Thank you very much.
Yay.
Thank you. But yes, what about you for triumph point feedback, etc.? Anything else you'd like to see the audience being able to buy in? Besides Benjamin, obviously.
I feel like we should do something for Haranen, like give Haranen a break.
No, because I think if he falls off that horse, that'll just see to itself. So
I'll think of something. I will think of something.
okay. And a deer.
I had a great time. Adair, of course, trying to do what he believed was best. Turns out was maybe more aggressive to some, but to him that was just normal. But no, that was just normal.
just normal, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. You've got my friend. Where is my friend? That's all he was asking. It's like, what happened? Oh my, tell me, please.
Da, we embrace, and I crush you like loyal friend.
Da. It's not my fault he had to faint. Maybe he hadn't ate, you know. Maybe he hadn't slept.
When you're telling Fleabite to, like, you know, smelling salts, you know? And Fleabite's like, smelling things, yes.
I figured out the
course.
smelliest person here. I thought Fleabite might just rub his sock against his nose.
I think Fleabite owns a sock. We would never free him.
True.
Sorry, but yes, anything else you'd like to add?
No, it was all great. Thanks for running the game once again.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing. It's always fun. It's interesting to see you get more comfortable with your alterations to your character. I've also got the feedback again, so the channel points thing. Anything pop up during the game that you thought of that maybe would be interesting that the viewers could then like pay for to add into the game as it came up through the channel points?
No.
That's okay, yeah. Again, if you have ideas through the week, you can let me know. Last but not least then, Thea.
Hello.
Yo.
It's your boy Thea. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Ignore everything that just happened a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
I had a moment.
We'll edit it and post. Somebody clip
Ah,
that.
good. It's gonna be my ringtone. Anyway, yes. Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying just Thea in general. I think she's just kind of like different enough from everything else that I'm just like, yes. It's kind of nice and enjoyable. I'm loving and hating her little dealio with Cynthia and old Cynthia.
The old woman.
The trifecta of the Sisters of Chaos, whatever. The Sisters of Chaos Triforce. I don't know. That was really interesting. I really liked that whole just that whole cabin exchange And I don't know if Thea would kind of like the idea of having assuming that they're all just going to move in together.
This is like single room cabin. Yeah.
Yep. It's like, is there space for 3 here? I'm unsure. Is there space for 2 here? I'm unsure. So yeah, I enjoyed that entire exchange. I think it's probably obvious that there was a couple points there where I was like, I'm not sure what to do, but that's okay. I don't mind not knowing what to do because, quite frankly, I think Thea wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Which was a nice surprise because there's definitely times in these sort of when you're embodying or playing a character or something. There's definitely times where you, as a player or an actor or whatever, don't know what to do. But at the back of your mind, you're like, your character probably would have like a response or some form of like action that they would take in that situation. So it was actually really nice to have that moment. I think you placed that really well.
Thank you.
Having that, like, it was I don't know what to do, but Thea doesn't know what to do, so that's fine. That's okay. I don't know if that came across
well, a lot
to anyone other than me, but yeah.
A lot of the scene, as I said before, like you can describe what your character doesn't do in a scene just as easily as you can describe what they do. So having you as Thea not know what to do, like any indication through descriptions that tells people that, they get the uncomfortableness or like the awkwardness of the scene, because you say she just sits there with her mouth open as it hits the floor to the news she's just heard, and it'll take somebody to shake her out of it before she'll do anything. Like that's enough to tell someone, what you do and what you don't do, right? And it gives people enough hooks to be like, well, I know now that Callum's character Thea won't actually do anything unless I give her a shake. So
yeah,
would my character care enough to do that? ... I'll firebolt her. Like yeah.
I like firebolt.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been really good, and I think like a lot of those situations are really good in general. It really kind of forces you to describe what you're doing, even though you're not doing anything. So there's
well, keep in mind, Cynthia didn't do a lot in that scene, really.
Yeah, but
Except
she did like actively, like as you were like kind of micro describing the things that we're doing, and to like kind of like sipping at her tea and then like kind of staring down at her tea and then looking up. Just that action alone, that is although she's not saying anything, that says a lot. So it's definitely something that I definitely, as me, hope to get better at, and trying to do more is kind of describe what I am doing / not doing. Because although like even when you're like in scenes with groups, I know I'm rambling, I'm sorry.
Carry on, that's fine.
I'm sorry,
I'm just saying that not only have I taught you
groups.
enough, but Colin has taught you so much as well.
I'm turning into Colin. No.
Hey, Colin's good at RP, buddy. So
he is. He's very good, actually. Scarily.
For people that want to find this out, go check out Starfinder: The Fragments of Eternity, available on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you should listen to all of it. But yeah, no, it's definitely just like, just because you're not involved in a scene doesn't mean you're not involved in the scene.
Yeah.
And I think actively saying that, like, stating, like, even if your character's ignoring everything that's going on, showing that your character's ignoring everything that's going on is more interesting than just not doing anything.
Yeah, like players not actually participating is death to a game, whereas actually
it's the difference between the players not participating and characters not
participating. Yeah,
participating. Yeah, and it is, and it's really interesting and hard to find the balance of like. It's good because I suppose there is a point where you can just start over describing. Well, I am not doing this, and I'm looking towards the small indents upon the windowsill. Like, while there is interesting things going on with other characters, so like finding the balance there is
Yeah, like wistfully staring out the window while the rain hits off the pane of the glass when everybody else is talking about how to invade the castle that you don't care about because you'll just
Yeah.
teleport in because you're a wizard, right? Like, yeah, you've got those scenes that you can easily say, here's what I'm thinking. I've already thought in my head, I'll know how I'll get in, so that I'll leave them to their crazy knocking down the front gate plan while I just think, but how do we get out? You know, like
yeah.
having that moment, and then that tells the group in the middle of the chat. By the way, they're at the window away from everybody, so that gives them almost the idea that they could say, "Hey, wizard, what do you think about this?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"Sorry, what? I wasn't listening." You know, yeah. It is a scene, right? But without these descriptions, there's nothing. But with the descriptions of nothing, you have something. It's bizarre, but it does make sense.
It's one of those things where it's almost like you have to think of it like an audiobook or
Yeah.
an actual like a radio play or something like that, you know.
I was going to say, much like our audience currently think we might become right now. Not to have to cut us off at all, but
no, yeah,
yes.
but other than all of like Thea's nonsense and all that stuff, I'm enjoying Adair a lot. His voice is
Unique.
developing and changing, and I like that goes with like what Adair's going through and whatever. But
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. I love it. And I poor Haranen, poor Haranen.
Yeah, he rides off into the night. Yep. Anything else you'd like to add? I dare say.
That was great. Thank you very much, and I can't wait for next week.
Excellent. Any particular ideas for channel points at all from yourself either?
Positive things? Not really. I was going to say like, introduce like a cool item, but that's just a terrible idea.
No, I've already put in name an NPC, and that's as much as I think, or introduce for an NPC. And it's as much as brave as I'm willing to go with the ability to ad lib on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very fond of the 1 million and 1 billion channel point prizes, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Those are my favourite. The idea that somebody gets to 1 billion would be fucking incredibly dumb, and I love it.
The 1 billion and 1. Jump on the chat and chat.
I mean, there's no harm in saying that we couldn't have people on there, but I think I would rather keep that for like subscriber levels of people, quite frankly.
Okay, for sure.
But that's when I decide what the hell my channel is. So that's for the future. There's nothing to say that people that have stuck with us now can't like get in touch and let me know if you are interested in playing in games. Not necessarily these ones, but because I'm so mad, future ones. But besides
You are
that,
truly mad.
I am.
That's why we love you.
Thank you. It is appreciated. But on that note, let us free everybody of this RP burden and everybody say goodbye to everybody, I guess.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening. And if you like all this stuff, all the other stuff, blah, 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 look at what other subscribers and people say here. Bye.